If you wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
Transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
I really had a big like a llama. I whip that thing out like Michael Obama.
We already have it with
I got that
Obama.
big
So
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip them thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step like me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. Ain't got that clit, bitch. Hung like a llama.
Layla hates the hotties. Oh yeah, Layla, she hates the hotties. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she hates the hotties. Oh yeah. She hates the hotties.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Big up yourselves, good guys. Welcome back to another episode. We are without Thomas, but we have our tits on tight, and the ladies are steampunk ready, and we're gonna talk about all things summer solstice, which means we probably won't talk about the summer solstice at all. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe and bell and thumbs up. Hi, good guys. How are you? You feel so far away. Let's
My boobs look kind of big.
You're like, hi,
This
good
damn
guys.
corset. Y'all better appreciate the effort because I'm gonna hang with this on for a couple of hours. So
A couple of hours.
it's all for the
So
magic. We went to
fun.
great lengths to entertain you tonight.
Are
Are
you
you
not
entertained?
Layla's here, you guys. She just ripped some concentrate and she killed herself over there. So she will be with us momentarily. If you are wondering where Thomas is at, he is at Bohemian Grove currently with the Tower Gang and Sam Tripoli and Owen Benjamin and Donut. And yeah, like what else matters, and Donut. So you can,
Right?
if you are still somebody that's interested in that and in the Florida area, you could probably still get a ticket for tomorrow's attractions and do that as well. I couldn't make the drive today, you guys. I was beat. I felt like I would have fallen asleep in the car.
Honestly, I was debating. I was like, you know what? If I don't have a hard day at work, I might just from after work just fucking rip it, and just drive straight there.
If you would have said to me, like, all right, Chaney,
Uh-uh.
meet you, then maybe I would have, but I wasn't going to be late alone.
Yeah.
Like, and I would have been like an hour or something, like 2
I would have
hours
been like,
late.
I got off early today. I'd have been like hopping my ass on a flight. I got flight credit.
But anyway, it seems
couldn't do
fun
it.
for the people that are there, or you could probably catch the live stream somewhere if you want to. You could
Yeah, I think they
probably-
are live streaming it somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm maybe not this late. Maybe everybody that was there can tune over to the Secret Society of Good Gals and check us out. So how's your week been? We were excited too. We have the raddest guests come hang out with us. And usually if I know somebody's not going to be here, I'll like go through some sort of effort to bring in someone rad to hang with us. But it's been so long since just the three of us hung out. I was like, I just want to hang out with the girls. I want to talk about our
too.
periods because Riggs loves it and he probably misses what our like ovulation cycles are and stuff. So I figured
He wants to hear us say
tonight's a good night.
queef. I know it.
Oh my god, I'm still dying. Oh yeah.
So what's new? What's new in the world besides the media pushing World War III, which we can talk about if you guys want to as well. But what else is going on in IRL before we jump into everything? We have a few hours to hang. We're in no rush to summer
No rush, huh?
solstice. And maybe if we say summer solstice enough, summer will show up. And I didn't send
That'd
her a
be
link,
rad.
but I just imagine she could get in the room without it.
Right?
She's 6.
She's a digital mage.
Yeah. Are you here with us yet, Layla? Not yet.
You know what is still there,
dying.
and you're just like not
Right when
wanting
you start to
talk.
talk.
Yep.
Okay. I had to wet my whistle. I had to take some of that delicious beverage. And I did have some things that I wanted to just ask you about that I saw. And I was like, oh, I never even heard of this before. I wonder if the ladies have ever heard of it. Have you guys ever heard of the Doomsday Map?
That sounds familiar. Doomsday Map. Enlighten us.
Yeah, so it's not a new thing at all. Like even when you look for it in like Google.
Is it the one that's like kind of flooded, like when things are flooded?
Yes,
Oh yeah, I've seen-
totally.
yeah.
And they talk about like even the tunnels. Oh, this is so annoying. Stop. Even the tunnels and everything. And let me find the right one because there's one of the
They're
whole-
going to Antarctica. Everything that you see, anyone who's dying, anyone who's getting arrested, they're going to Antarctica. That's
Oh,
it.
they're escaping.
That's it. This is all a
They're
fucking
escaping
movie. And they're all somewhere in bunkers because oh my God.
This will work for now.
Posted, but you know how people go on Google Earth, right? And they just like they're just fucking nosy. I love nosy people.
I do too. I like that those people on Google Earth.
Yeah. So they'll just go on Google Earth, they'll go to Antarctica and they'll like zoom in and they'll like go inch by inch and just fucking check everything out. So apparently there's this part in Antarctica that looks weird. So it looks like, just weird, like hilly kind of, fucking landscape, but it's not. So each like it almost looked like little holes. I have to fucking post the video. It's so weird. But each one has like a doorway to go in. So it looks like they're like almost turning into caves, but they're like in the ground and they have like one entryway and they're just like lined up. Bop, 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 bop,
I'll
bop.
pull one up.
I'm just like, I have a feeling some fish is going on there with ow, puppy.
So I will replace the little screen in the corner with the Antarctica thing, and we'll go back to that.
Huh?
Boom. I'm going to put this there instead. So like one of these little doors.
There's that, but this is like, man, I gotta fucking post the video.
A massive
It was
door
so
in
fascinating.
Antarctica.
I just got to find the video, and by the time I find the video,
Well, wasn't there that other thing this week that there was like signals coming up from the Antarctic ice?
oh,
you
I
guys-
didn't hear about that.
You didn't see that? I thought it was like on the mainstream news, like New York Post. Let me see.
I think
I
I
was working
saw
all
that.
day.
There, it was
Yeah.
weird too because Layla shared this video on TikTok or a TikTok, I guess I could say, about this girl talking about being from like Agartha or like Middle Earth or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Her
there's a lot of
roommate.
that talk right now of like underground people, like it's
So-
coming back on the timeline.
This is just 3 days ago in the news, and it's strange signal stumps Antarctica scientists. And it says a cosmic particle detector flying over Antarctica picked up a series of strange radio signals that appeared to be coming from below the ice. Something current particle physics say shouldn't be possible. The mysterious pulses detected by Anita experiment and unconfirmed by other observatories. So I thought that was interesting because at the exact same time, we're getting a thing that's like, oh, from space, every 44 minutes, we're getting contacted by this faraway universe. And I'm
Every
like,
44 minutes.
every 44 minutes.
Dude, it's so weird. I think I even posted a video of this person who was talking about this time, like during the Israeli war with Iran, and like what was gonna happen? Oh, it's not gonna happen because these, I guess, orbs. They said orbs, yes. These orbs from the ocean are gonna come up and stop everything. And I'm just
Well-
like, what the fuck? And this was like from I don't know how long ago this video, and like they predicted this, and then orb
I wanna
fell
say-
also in Chicago, which is weird.
And Ezekiel, or is it either Ezekiel or Isaiah or Daniel, one of the prophets in the Old Testament, like because I think it's Isaiah 17. No, that was the one about Israel rising up out of the bones. But there's a prophecy that says that like the start of the end times is it's supposed to be allegedly Russia. They call it Gog and like that
Gog
version
and
of Gog and Magog. Yeah, it's supposed to attack Israel, and they're supposed to come through the mountains and all that, and like not one like God's supposed to like just bring his hand and freaking stomp down the whole army, and like not one person's supposed to die, not one Israeli person will be harmed or whatever. And so then like seeing all this happening and stuff, I'm like Iran being able to bomb them and stuff, I'm like, see,
Doesn't
Yeah.
part of the World War III narrative seem like I should rewrite the part of the blue beam narrative is that we have to have World War III beforehand? Like, isn't it the divider before the uniter? So we're all divided by a world war, and then we all have a common enemy. So it like helps push in the new world order by us all
that's
having
absolutely.
the common enemy. And
Well,
the greatest trick the devil ever pulled kind of thing. If the world would believe in the devil, I know, Layla, we always childhood in this all the time, but it just seems like the world is too. It would be hard for the devil to convince them, but an alien could easily.
yeah, because I feel like Star Wars was we're the Star Wars generation, right? That's the one thing that everybody can get behind, whether you're atheist or whatever, is like the idea of this intergalactic federation and all that. Like, doesn't that seem more feasible than like God and Holy Wars?
Well, they'll still use God, you know, but this is gonna
Right.
way that this is
I'm
in
just
a
saying
way is
that'll help the science atheist people to get involved and believe it.
well, I feel though it's gonna actually help destroy the idea of God. And people are gonna start thinking that these things are the creators if that were to happen. I think this
Hail
is like
Zaralath. It's that kind of weirdness. Like, it's the summer solstice. I'm just stopping the whole show. I was going to sing a Zaralath song that I just made up, but then I was like, I shouldn't be so rude to Layla.
Oh no, it's
Oh,
okay.
Go
now I
on.
want to hear it.
Well, I just
Um,
made it was there and then it was gone. It was
yeah.
like, go on, sorry.
So I think that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a reset of the idea of what religion is, and I think they're gonna what is that religion that has the Israeli symbol on it? Kanye talks
Realism.
Yeah, realism. And I think that's going to come into play more and more if this were an event to happen, like this whole alien thing, and people start actually believing this shit. But then, honestly, I don't know what to believe. You know, like, are they real? I don't fucking know. If I see them, I'm still going to sit in my spot. Like, I'm not going to act upon it because I don't know what to trust anymore. So that's where I'm at. So it's like, if I see it, it's like, are you even fucking real? Like, did the government make you? Like, I don't know. So, what to do if that were a situation is the question.
Shoot them with the God pill and like take away their fucking sin bubble. Come on,
Yeah. Well,
wake up! It's not real.
well, here's the thing, though.
It's not real. But
isn't
not in Israel. Okay.
also, they say, and I'm not an atheist because I believe in
Abbie,
God.
it
but
just
like,
seems like you're eating gum. And it just is like, and you just keep putting another piece of gum in and putting in another piece of gum in and putting in another piece of gum in. And I'm like, that's how I used to eat Big League Chew when I was like 10.
That's how I eat gum usually.
I
Like when
love
I'm
gum.
in prep, I'll sit there and I'll like chew 2 sticks.
I
and
never
then
have
spit
one
it out,
stick
and
at
then
a
2
time
more.
of gum.
No,
Like,
it's got to be 2.
yeah.
And then like I'll only chew it for a couple, like maybe like a minute till it starts to lose its flavor, and then
And
then
you
I
just felt like
I'll
such
chew a
an
whole pack of
office
gum in
lady
about 15 minutes. Yeah.
chewing your gum. Like, you were like, I wish I had, you were like, oh my God, Layla, tell me about the end of times. Just eating your gum.
It's
Like,
disgusting.
just eating your gum.
Wait, what the hell were we just talking about?
I don't even want to tell you what I think because
Aliens,
I know it's wrong.
religion, World War III.
Yeah, aliens. Okay, so also I've heard this quote, and I'm not an atheist, okay, but like, listen to this quote. It's fucking crazy. They say like you've never actually seen God, right, in heaven. Like you've never seen God Almighty. You know, it takes delusion for people to believe in something like that. Because you're never going to see it in the sense of like your reality. So you have to be delusional to believe in a God because you haven't really seen it. Maybe you experience things, but like to actually see it or whatever. And I was just like, that is very interesting. But if I need to be delusional to believe that obviously there's a fucking creator, then so be it. I'm delusional.
Well, wouldn't you call that the Bader-Meinhof? Like, it's not syndrome, Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, where whatever you, and we talk about this in other ways,
all
but
the time.
it's confirmation bias pretty much. Like if you have an idea like, oh, God is real, then all of a sudden you're going to get evidence constantly that God is real. Or if I think that red is the best color and not everything should be red, then I'm going to see red all the time. But same
that's
idea.
the argument they're going to make because everything is so scientific and it's in your face. And oh, look, they're here. Like you can see it.
But
and
isn't that faith? Like just in general, it doesn't matter what faith.
Yeah.
It's just faith. And isn't that maybe something that they even take away the idea of different religions and gods? They even want to break my faith in my family or my faith in my parents or my faith in my friends. It's like, I think the goal of all the psyops is for me, almost like, you know, we have this hidden hand narcissist that is just doesn't really can't go on. What just happened?
It goes with the attire too. It's just so dope.
Yeah, Yeah, you're totally allowed.
Did you guys
This-
hear that?
This cheek is so cheeky white.
I like it.
I just keep like seeing it shine. You're muted.
Okay.
You're muted. You're
Okay.
muted.
Okay.
Support the gays.
I don't know. It's just wild to me.
Have you heard that science is all full of demons?
Yeah. I
Like, the
posted a video
entirety-
on that.
Like how you posted a video about scientists like talking to demons.
Well, no. I posted a video on like the actual like figures that they use today, like in our devices. Like it's like a whole breakdown of it. And I was just in awe of it. But anyway, go ahead, continue. The
No, that's
scientists-
what I was just saying on the other side. It's like a scientist would say believing in something bigger than oneself is delusional. But I think a lot of people with faith are like, maybe they don't think so because they're so, but I think a lot of science is seance and they're like communicating with something dark.
Yeah. So what if it is alien and that's alien language and we don't realize it? And they call it demonic, but what if it's alien? Or what if it's angelic and they're trying to conjure in angels and bring heaven here on earth? Since they're always
Well,
trying to build towers.
Demonic, it would be angelic still because it's just the fallen angel.
Yeah.
You know how Thomas always talks about that one drug? What's the one
Yes.
that makes you 2D?
Salvia?
Salvia.
Oh.
And it was making me think how like the planets are kind of represent. And if I said this here, you guys can stop me. But I'm thinking there's something about the as above is below instead of as above, so below. And up is really down. So hell is really up. And these demons fell from above. And so we have this idea like hell is below, but really hell is up. And when we look at space, all of it is two-dimensional, the exact same way he explains that drug to be. So even if you look at Jupiter or Saturn through, it's just flattened out. Like
Yeah.
we are in the assumption that it's round, like spherical, or that this thing, but really it's just a flat thing. So what if we're in the 3D and then when you do something like DMT, it kind of makes things 4-dimensional? Or if you hang out with Sommer, you get like 5D.
But of course, it's all perspective, you know, because, yeah.
But the
could believe what-
Saturn, the Satan, like the 2D. So if in the way of like below, like let's think of hell in that way that it's below us, like flipped, it would be less dimensional than us. And so like we kind of crawled up from a lesser dimension, but really we were dropped down from one because as above is below.
So, yeah.
It's just one little word
Yeah.
in the spell. Like it's not so below, it is below.
What if and this is just what if, you know, what if this is angels doing whatever they're doing because they do want to live this experience, so they want vessels to inhabit, you know, like I feel like things, they don't care what they inhabit as long as they get to experience a little bit of what it is to feel and to be in this realm. So I feel like they somehow figured it out and that's what they are. And not all angels are good, like they're not. Some are like just mean and you know, and jinn are like, it's like they're on the same level but different fires. So it's like different matter, you know, it's different beings.
Elements. Because
Yeah.
like maybe angels are more ether.
Well, this is
And
interesting.
then like jinn are more like the earth elementals.
I don't
Jinn are
know.
fire, we're earth,
Thank you,
angels are
Crystal.
air, and mermaids are water, if it's elemental. But I
Yeah.
think this is interesting because whether we're on a globe or if we have a golden dome over us, I don't know why I called it a golden dome just then, like I had a Trump Freudian slip.
Because
Crystal.
we're
A
steampunk
golden
tonight. It's
dome.
all brass. It's brass, right?
That's what
Isn't that
Dustin
more-
said.
Or bronze.
He's positive the firmament's real now, and he's pretty sure Trump's about to take credit for it.
We're
He's
gonna
like,
name it the Trump Dome.
we're going to name it the Golden Dome. It's going to be the greatest dome anyone's ever seen. And isn't it kind of funny, like with
What if they
everything
already
going
built
on right
it?
now? Well, it's funny with everything going on right now. How's that Iron Dome holding up? And so then we've heard Trump talk about
shit.
we're going to have a Golden Dome, like our defense system. And he's like, Canada can pay like $17 billion or they can just become a state and they can be under the Golden Dome. Like what? But anyway,
I feel like they don't care what happens there, and they just rather have United States of America. Like, if you look at all of Congress and who runs the United States of America, it's basically Israel. When you look at it, when you really look at it,
Is it
So-
Israel or is it China?
maybe that's where the war's really at, and we're not seeing it. But who am I? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
anything.
know.
Just
It
asking
seems like
questions.
the televised war, all the media, that everybody I know that calls themselves like a truth or a conspiracy theorist or whatever, they're like, all this news is fake. But all they do is reshare that news now on social
Yeah.
media and write breaking news. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in
What
my
the
life.
fuck?
And it's like if you hung out last night for 10 Foil Tokens, I aired it on the Project Chaney channel on YouTube as well. And we were talking about how like they wanted everyone during this whole idea of lockdowns for you to turn your fucking neighbors in. You to tell
Yeah.
on your neighbor and become the Gestapo. And everyone saw right through it, but everybody doesn't see through the constantly recording. Like, I'm just gonna, like, we're becoming our own police state. We're policing
are.
each other. Like, we're recording each other all over. We're becoming little police, putting each other online everywhere. And we, like,
Or with your
I'm
security
the
and
media
ring cameras,
now.
I get it, but I don't. Like, we just built a brand new school and they just hooked up the cameras today and they're freaking awesome, but they're also scary as hell. Like, I can type in anybody's name and it'll show me exactly where they're at. Like, that's pretty creepy for an elementary school, especially. I'm like,
For all the teachers or the kids too?
any kid, anybody who's in the system, like they'll know exactly what it is. I can type in their name and I can find them.
That is, I mean, that's how we
There's
all
not
are.
cameras in the classrooms, but it's like it's every hallway, every common area. Like, so if you went into the bathroom, I would know that you just went into the bathroom.
Because of like pay Palantir.
You know,
Papple.
I don't like it.
I don't know. I think it's really interesting
It's invasive.
that all the stuff is going on. But I also think that I watch everybody, like people are running spaces for like 12 hours, fist fighting with each other, as mad as they could be, like crying and yelling, losing friendships. And they have no idea. They're really watching Wag the Dog shit and just being like, I'm going to take this side of this thing. I know all this thing. I know all this thing
Oh
now.
my gosh.
Everyone's a historian. Everyone
I don't
believes.
know shit.
Everyone's
That's-
like, do you realize, you know, this and this, and then this goes back to this, and 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 everything's just like, and I just am like, first they come for the,
Yeah.
because I see how
Next to
quick-
burning witches. That's my son, my oldest son. He wants to change me now because I used to be political. I used to watch the fucking news 24/7 and all of that. And it's like, I don't care anymore. And he's like, no, I need to fix that about you. You used to care. And it's like, stop, just stop. It's like, I never got peace from that. So
Yeah.
and what peace does it bring me to give a shit about what's happening on the other side of the planet if it's even real? So
Yeah.
what can I do about it? Is it in my control?
There's no point in getting angry at it, really.
Yeah.
I just sit back, like I see, like, I'm like, y'all are still watching this. I talk to my parents. I'm like, y'all are still. I'm like, just turn this shit off. You don't need to be watching this. Like, turn it off. When you don't see it, it's not happening. I promise you. It's like, yeah, okay. And they still watch it. I'm like, oh man, I can't sit there and watch it. Like, I'll like scroll and post shit, but at the same time, I'm like, AI has always been great, guys.
Yeah, I don't think it's not new technology.
AI has always been great, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this too. I think a lot of everything is like, and it's not just men dick
They do.
measuring, it's anyone in these rooms now. Instead of like anyone, like even us hanging out now, like you guys both might teach me 1,000 things before we
Y'all
leave
always
here
teach me shit.
because we're having a fucking
Same.
conversation. And
Mhm.
I feel like so much of what's going on now is just people like layering on top of each other. They're like, this is what I think's right, and this is what I think's right, and this is what I think's right, and this is what, and everybody's put themselves in this echo chamber that feel like, and this is what, and I'm just gonna come in
It's
and I'm
an
gonna
ego
prattle off all these
echo
things, and I just
chamber.
want to say all these facts and all this stuff, and it's like people, and then in their next breath, at Grok, what's this? And it's fine, but it's like, I don't know. It's just people forgot how to be students, and then they don't trust anything. Like, at what of all the fake news we've been talking about, what real news did they start feeding these Chat GPTs and Grok? They
Yeah.
went through 2015 and found stuff, or are they putting in stuff from recent when all of us lost accounts over however many years?
Hey, who knows? This probably started from AOL days, bro.
You think they're gonna give us that kind of shit?
You never
Not
know.
when they took down the Wayback Machine and
Yeah.
deleted the internet.
You never
Motherfuckers.
know, man.
They won't even give us more than 50 pages if you're looking up the word water. It's so crazy what happened to the internet. On AOL
Yeah.
days, you could find way more.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh, yes.
Everything. Anything and
Remember shit like
everything.
Interesting
Stumble
shit.
Upon?
Yeah.
I saw my first beheadings when I was like 14.
I wasn't expecting that.
14.
All of us had different things going through our head right then. Layla's
Two
was a
girls, one
beheading.
cup. Oh my
I
god.
never did, never will.
I never did either. Same. I
I
can't.
did. Oh
I have
my
no
god.
interest. No interest. I don't even want someone to finish telling me what it's about.
Good
I
for
just
you.
good.
You're so
I know.
You're so
I know what a
lucky.
loosh is. I knew it right away. I know what a Tiger King is when I see it.
Shit
was on
ain't
all
sexy.
those
Okay.
fucking
For
sites
any
where
of you
they
pervs
had-
out there, it just isn't.
What was that website where like they had the Exorcist pop up where you would like do a maze and shit, and scare the shit out of
Bro,
you?
somebody I reshared it because it scared the shit out of me. It
Mhm.
was like one of those videos like where a cat sneaks up, but it was like a man across the street. And then all of a sudden, when she looked back up, he was like halfway across the street. But I didn't. She was just like, "Hey, girl, blah 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 blah," and then flipped around, and a man. And then all of a sudden, I was like, "I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want to be scared like that. Why I'm just scrolling online at 2:00 in the morning."
You know,
Oh yeah, I hate that.
do you know what someone said about nostalgia and like that feeling of like wanting that shit back? It's like at that time when we were kids at that time and all those nostalgic movies and shows and toys and whatever, it made us we were like ourselves. We were like our pure, happy, joyous fucking selves. Like it was a different world. Like I wish some of these new kids or whatever you call them, Gen Alpha, Beta, whatever. Where are we at?
Look at how even if
Alpha,
they
beta.
called him Alpha, that's interesting because they were planning on the Great Reset happen and then being the first generation again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to show you guys.
Oh yeah. What?
Bing,
What
bing, bing,
is
bing,
this
bing.
thing?
Doomsday map.
Video
So
people
of this
talking.
map, and you guys, you
on-
can look at it if you're in a different country than the great US of A. If in America, your country has one of these too, and it's almost like the doomsday clock, but it says like where everywhere is gonna flood and blah 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 blah. So a crazy thing that maybe you guys already know this, but I just found it out today and was like, what? If you look up like Bill Gates, the land where he's like all the farmland he's bought and all the farmland China's bought, it is literally only like it almost edges all of these. Like it doesn't go in here. Like they're planning around this map.
Hmm. Interesting.
Well, I'm gonna be all right. Looks like
Oh
you
yeah.
guys
I'm
will
not,
miss
but
me,
I
all
don't
right?
care. I really don't.
You can go inland a
It is
little.
what it is.
I think that's me right there. See that spot of Florida right there?
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
that's me.
I'm right on
Still there.
that hump right there in the Gulf.
So I'll
Mm-hmm.
be fine. The new Florida, I'll be in the new Miami.
Oh yeah.
I,
Beachfront property, which you're pretty close anyway.
that's fine. It's all
Mm.
right.
After this happens, I'm going to rename it the Gulf of Florida
All right.
because we have the most amount of coastline.
Yeah.
If it's going to be America in general, and Lake Michigan's not called Lake America.
This map don't make sense to me though. This flooding. It don't make sense to me.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, just another loosh. But that
Yeah, the more people like look at this shit, oh my god, that's what they're doing, bro.
like making you create your reality.
Like forecasts, you know how they
Yeah.
work? They work if enough people watch it and believe it, it'll happen. Type shit.
Like casting a spell. We're
Yes,
forecasting.
100%. 100%. The
Forecast,
more we share
broadcast. It's all a
stupid
spell.
shit that will instill fear in people and it goes fucking viral, that's the shit that's gonna happen. All it takes is
That's
100
why-
people, right?
I mean, magic is real. Exactly.
Or
So
even
when we do
in
our
the
absurd
Bible,
shit on here and you guys are all agreeing with us, that's why it starts happening in the news.
or even in the Bible where it's like, two of my name it shall be,
Yeah.
because it's stronger than 1 + 1. I think that's kind of how it works. I know it says it
Wild.
more eloquently than I just said it.
It's where two or more gathered in my name.
Ain't
Yeah,
that
that's way
wild?
better than 1 + 1. I sounded like Terrence Howard.
I know. I thought that for a second, actually.
That's probably what he means by it. It's energy. That's what he means by it, man. Oh my gosh. I wanted to I want to see, I'm trying to find it on X.
I'm wondering if there's gonna be like a mold epidemic. Because I feel like there is one and they're not talking about it. And I feel like the reason why that's happening, I'm sorry, just random fucking thought just came into my head from out of nowhere. And that the reason why this is happening is because they're cutting down all these trees and now the air is just more wet and things are just getting more, I don't know. I feel like we're going to have a fucking mushroom epidemic, like a fungi epidemic.
Well, those people were bringing shit in from China. You guys.
The
And-
Chinese overlords.
Like mold, some kind of like mold kind of thing is happening. I don't know.
I want to ask you about
I'm
that.
weird.
Guys are coming.
But let's go back to what we were talking about because it was important. That was
Oh, mine will be way off topic too.
It's all,
I'm a
it's all
squirrel.
important. It's fun.
Yeah.
This is ladies' night. We can go where the fuck we want to.
And yeah, Thomas
Like-
isn't here
like that-
to slap us around like
soundtrack?
Sean Connery.
Mm.
And shout out. We already shouted
But
out
really,
to Bro Grove.
he leans in with us too, though. He lets us go where
Yeah,
we
he
want.
plays. He doesn't let us go too far. He gives us something at the edge and he's like, okay, let's play in your fantasy world for a moment.
Yep. I love it when he does that. It's like,
I do too. And
okay,
then he-
fine.
all of a sudden your fantasy world you hate
Bring us
in
back.
5 seconds. You're like, that's a nightmare. Okay, I want you
Rude.
guys to see what you think of this going on.
We are going to catch them all, and we're going to catch them all together. You tell me how Hollywood celebrities are reversing age. How in the world are they going from this to this? It's almost like they're taking on different forms. Zoom in, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. She's looking as young as her character did in Practical Magic almost 30 years ago. But it's not just that. Every female celebrity who is reversing age in Hollywood has hands like this. What is going on? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Amen.
Take a look at this clip. Speechless. I'm speechless, Nicole.
What the fuck?
Why did you not play in the WNBA? You could grip my whole head and my shoulder. We've
Is
talked
that
about
real?
Khloe Kardashian
Yeah.
and how her hands went from this to this in a matter of a few years. It's really like she got a full body transformation. But she's not the only one. Kylie does as well.
Vampire.
What in the world is going on in Hollywood? And just for fun, can anybody tell me what this means in the comment section? Like, I've seen it on Kesha. It's in one of Justin Bieber's music videos. It was on the back of Doja Cat's head in her music video. What does it mean? But getting back to the point, why are women's hands who are reversing age in Hollywood looking like this? I'd really like to know your answers. And what I also found interesting is that Kim Kardashian applied her new KKW body makeup to her grandma's arms to prove how well it works. And it works all right, but why would you need foundation for your hands? I can imagine this is going to be a huge hit among Hollywood celebrities all over. But I'm telling you right now, something feels off here.
Something does feel off.
You know what
Fucking
I
vampires.
I think, you know how it said something like they couldn't look in a mirror and like whatever kind of mirror? I think it's kind of technology. Like something they were wearing was projecting a different image onto them. They weren't reptilian. They just were actually using technology to project the same way Kanye projected
Crystal.
Kim Kardashian's mom, or the same way all this. Yeah, they were just projecting something. And so the mirror of, because of whatever it is, you know how if you put on like blue blockers, you can't see green lights when you're driving? It like that
distortion.
same idea. And so if they're ancients, they can't, it's so crazy because I was just watching, the reason I think this instead of just vampires, I think that too, but I think there's something with so much of the CGI is because we were watching the show called Palm Royale over the last 2 weeks, and all the actors in it are old as dirt, but they all look young as fuck. And I'm like, why would they use these old actors to play all these parts with CGI faces? But then by episode 4, I was just obsessed with their hands. Like all their hands, like it didn't matter. Like the CGI, they didn't have coverings on the hands. So I think but the long to what you're saying about the vampire, that
That is
Nosferatu, that you
Yeah.
know how he gets those long fingers.
Do you know
Creepy-ass fucking
Christina
hands.
Aguilera wears a whole ass clear bodysuit? Not clear, but it looks skin tone bodysuit on all her in all of her concerts. It's weird. It's just like from like you just see her hands and you see her feet and her whole body is covered. Whatever outfit she's wearing, this like fucking not see through, but skin colored or skin
Yeah.
toned fucking bodysuit. I'm like, why the fuck? Like, why? Like, what? Something is so weird in Hollywood, bro. It is so weird. And a lot of these award shows, you don't see half of these like amazing like amazing actors and amazing celebrities. A lot of them are like fucking YouTube stars, fucking TikTok stars. They're just replacements of like, who are you? You know, like a bunch of who are yous. Where the fuck they come from, people? Like, who are these people? How am I supposed to know who this is? Like, so weird. It's just so weird.
And that's it. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, had you.
Huh?
I'm not bugging. It's just me. Like, it's just not the same. And
No,
he's right.
it's-
After
so
2020,
Who the fuck are
it's
these
going to
people?
be different.
It's like how they introduce people, like, because who the fuck are they sometimes?
It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
It's like they're wearing skin suits of the people that used to be our celebrities.
Yeah, what was that movie that Thomas had me watch? Like, with the, in alignment with Midsummer and all those? And it was like the 80s movie where they're like, literally are
Who's
just
that
wearing human
basketball
flesh
player?
suits.
That he's going viral right now. That basketball player before a game, I don't know, it's on TikTok and in a circle or whatever.
I saw that.
He was like, you know, eyes rolled back, and a couple of his teammates like kind of slowly picked their heads up. They're like, what the fuck is going on, you know? And then they put their heads back down. But something weird. Even the guy in the background of that fucking clip, he looked at him at the moment like he put his head back. I wonder if he screamed something or said something because you couldn't hear anything, but it's a wild fucking video. Wild.
Yeah, his eyes were all the way white.
Like,
Whoa.
And remember
like
when
download or like the gods or whatever when they're freaking.
yeah, he was just like that in the middle of a
Eyes too
circle.
Yeah, they
And
were
he
all
just
team
goes,
playing, and he was leaning up with his eyes rolled back in his head.
"Mhm."
And it's like somebody took the picture over it, but it almost like
There's a
remember
video.
that time where LeBron James, they were all doing the team prayer, and he started doing like
Yeah.
like
Yes.
Oh,
You're like,
snapshot.
what the fuck? They already said Illuminati confirmed because Chaney's got the one eye symbol.
That's it. That's it, Chaney. You put your hands up. That's it. It's a wrap.
Snapshot. Snapshot. That won't even be the worst one tonight.
For
That
real.
one is a bit of the worst. one
Timestamp
tonight.
that bitch.
I just forgot we were wearing all this in the one eye thing. Like I've been like focused on you guys while we were chatting. I'm like, let me fix all this jazz.
I posted a lot
And
of
all
weird
that
shit this
jazz.
week. So weird. My algorithm has been on a weird algorithm. That's all I could say.
Mine is showing me fucking women dancing with mud flaps.
What?
What?
Oh my god.
I thought so
'Cause-
awful with that. Like their shit hanging out.
No, like fucking they have
Like,
they're
girls,
fat
put
and
your
they
fucking
have
mud
the
flaps on.
saggy thighs to where it looks like their vagina kind of, but they're wearing shorts and stuff and they're dancing. And I'm like, oh my, I just happened to see one and I didn't think this girl was real because she had weird teeth and stuff too. So I was like, she's fucking, this is fake. So I go and look at her account. It's my fault. I looked at her account and sure enough, like that's her. That's just what she looks like. So now my algorithm is like constantly wanting to show me these reels of women that look just like that, like that have the freaking saggy thighs where you're like, oh my god, it looks like your vagina. Like, please don't do that. But whatever, I guess.
Yeah. It's
Another,
wild.
I mean, I big up anyone. I'm not body shaming, but I just,
I'm not
there's
either.
like a new thing going on where it's like so many people have lost so much weight so fast from Ozempic that now they have those body suits all over TikTok. And then they're like, their skin, I'm like, is that real? That their skin's hanging off of them and they pull their bodysuit up?
Oh,
and I'm
that's
like,
maybe Christina Aguilera why she wears hers.
That's what I was thinking when you said that, because
maybe
she
not.
lost so much weight though. Like she was pretty heavy for a while. So
Yeah.
and she did the Ozempic thing and got like miniature. So it could
But
just be that.
apparently, anyone who's taking Ozempic, guess what? You're gonna die soon. Just saying.
Die.
Yeah, just saying. It is like a killer. Just do your research and you'll see what I'm talking about. So if you took Ozempic, I'm sorry.
everything that I read about it is that like it's, I think Gila monster venom,
Yes.
and that
What?
you're
And it doesn't like go away.
yeah, like you know how if you get bit by like a spider or a snake or something, how your skin, it's like you get bit, but then the skin gets all, is it that
Necrosis or whatever. Yeah.
necropic, yeah, whatever, necrosis around it, it gets all like rotten. It's like gangrene and stuff all the way around it. It's because it's like whatever it is, it doesn't know to stop, and your body doesn't have the shit to like the computer program to turn it off. And so this kind of venom, your body doesn't really know how to deal with. So it's like, okay, my stomach isn't working anymore, and now my kidneys are failing, and now it's just like they took so much venom, and a lot of them got it somewhere weird in the market or took double the dose. Like if this is good, this
Yeah.
will be better. So I think it's an insulin dependent nation. They want us.
I agree.
Or they just want us dead.
Yeah.
That. Like they don't give a fuck. And you know what? When you look at some of these human beings, you know, you're just like, yeah, I kind of get it. Some, not all, but some. It's like, whoa, some. Do you know I had someone yell at me at work today because a fucking lemon? Because of a lemon? Because of a fucking lemon in their drink. Okay.
You sour ass bitch. What's wrong with that?
Like rude and yelled because there was a fucking lemon in their drink. And I was like, I'm going to bite my tongue because I will get fired. I'm going to just, okay, yeah, I'll make
Jump,
you a
Layla.
new one. I'll make you a new one. It's great. But yeah, I get it.
Didn't require all that.
Sometimes I get Bill Gates. I do.
I think we can all relate.
That's your
a little bit.
T-shirt. On the sleeve of it, it says "God Pill Angel," and on the back it says "Sometimes I understand Bill Gates."
Yeah. Like, come on. I know some of y'all, no, everybody sometimes has that moment in their life where they're just like, you know what? I get why they want to off the majority of human
Well,
beings.
Don't you think
totally
it's
get it.
the exact same thing? It's just like a way of taking all the onus out of it by calling them NPCs.
I mean,
You're like, they're not
yeah.
attached to the whole.
No,
I
they're
can.
not. Because you talk to these people, it's like, where's your humanity? Are you a human? It's like you look at them. No, they're not human. It's like, where's the humanity in people? Nope, not there. Something's like switched off.
Their DNA is broken. They can't upgrade.
Keep inoculating people. Go ahead, drug addicts. Go ahead.
I'll do it. This is just for YouTube.
Say cheese.
Oh, what a crazy world. It's just been really crazy, but I just feel like if in a relationship, I don't really, wherever you live, your relationship with the people that are spending your money, like the 1 year every like 3.5 years that you work free, the people that are spending your money are abusive. It's like you have a deadbeat that like drives your car, that like takes your phone, that like throws your shit off the balcony and breaks it, you know, whatever kind of tale. But it feels like we're stuck in this really, I just don't think there's any going back. It's like after the vid, that felt like, oof, you've cheated on me a lot of times, like with the false flags. And I knew about it. Everybody knew about it. I felt like a fool at Christmas. And with that, it's like, that was my cousin. It's like, there's something about it that it's like, I can't go back. Like we can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And so something
Now
about
it's
the
like-
system.
Riggs.
You fall for it, you fall for it, man. You fall for it. That's on you. That's it. It's part of the game. It's part of the fucking matrix. It's part of what? What do you call it? The
That's what I
cosmic
thought to
record. All right. That's it.
Jabby.
That's the first time
rhymes with
I've been called.
Abbie.
It rhymes with everything. It rhymes with like crabby and scabby and all the things. First time I've ever heard jabby though. So,
Of course, Riggs.
but I'm thinking like this.
Yeah. Jab. Stiff jab.
Pop, pop, pop.
I didn't even think about that the name Abbie would get you like the mimics of like.
I hate it. No, that's what I always hated my name because it rhymes with everything. And then there's Abby Normal and all
Were
the other
people
things
mean
too.
in school with your name, or just
Well,
seems like-
I was popular, so they were like, it was all the freaking boys who were just trying to like be cute and make fun of me. But yeah,
I don't know why.
8-minute abs of steel, all those too. But
that's not
yeah.
the worst thing to be called? 8-minute
No.
abs. Well, maybe
No, I like
8-minute
that.
abs.
They used to call
But
me
I
Leg-
get it, abs. I know. What do they call you, Layla?
Legla.
That's not bad either.
No, but they would like say it in a way that was just like, annoying. Legla. Oh my God, Legla. Legla. I'm like, oh, yeah, Legla. Okay. Like, it's just fucking annoying, when it's Layla. Why can't you just say Layla? Why pick on me? Oh, I got fucking.
Because you're a beautiful
Anyway,
woman.
I'm over
Same
it.
idea.
Yeah. I'm over it. I love
gotta-
that. I love that I went through that. I needed to go through that. And I'm glad that I
humbling,
did.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thickens your skin a little
Thanks,
bit.
bullies. Fucking
Yeah.
love you. Appreciate you.
It's such a silly time. It's like too much weight is given to, like, it's such a small amount of your time. The bullshit about it is like probably so many of the problems of it is because it's like you're all being brainwashed together. So your soul, like, look back at all the kids that were quote unquote the bad kids in school. Probably a lot of them, it's like they were impossible to brainwash. Like they were
Yeah.
like, I refuse to be a factory worker. Like,
Yeah.
Viva la revolution.
That's how I feel about like because all the bad kids as a teacher always loved me, and they drive me crazy in class. But then they were up my ass, like they just wanted my attention, and so it's always been that way. The like problem kids always love me, but
And
I always see them as that. Like they're not going to swallow that pill.
well, it all ties to the Gateway program. That
Like the Monroe shit.
we all
Gate.
experienced in school.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying,
Uh-huh.
Oh, the gate. Yeah.
fucking annoying.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Ay. Did they make you do this breathing thing where you took the machine and then you breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe and like put this ball up all the way
I feel
up?
like in 5th grade, but I feel like that was part of the DARE program or something. I don't know.
No, that wasn't part of the
Like
dare.
a drug thing.
Oh, they were testing you. Like this was like they took your weight and then I don't know. It was like a whole fucking physical. They made you breathe in this thing and you had to like raise this ball up all the way up. Like really, 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 really hard and keep going and going and going and going as much as you can. And keep doing it and you get lightheaded as fuck for some reason. Maybe they were testing something weird out. I have no idea.
Yeah, they were testing like your lung capacity. I had to do that after my surgery.
Mm.
But
No,
that,
this
that
was in
only then
school.
in life. 2000.
Wild.
Between 1986 and 2000, some 3,500 students passed through the Gateway program. The majority were African American and Latino during the 1999-2000 academic year. For instance, 801 students were enrolled in Gateway programs or small schools, 60% of whom were African American, 25% Latino, and 62% were female.
Mm. Whoa.
Gateway. So that's something different. Like I don't.
Yeah,
Female.
this is a different.
You must have been to that school.
Yeah, this is. I think this is what you're talking about, Layla, because
Yeah.
it does seem like too. When I'm reading through it, it says the Gateway Institute for Pre-College Education,
Huh.
and it seems New York's 86. And
This was in like
2007.
when I was like in the 3rd grade though.
Oh,
Second
maybe
or
it's
third
called
grade?
something different. Let's see. Help students transition to new
I
academic
think it was the
environments.
3rd grade. Because that's when I started being like a little fucking brat. Like I started becoming a little bitch. Yeah, I remember Miss Sharabora. That was her name. 3rd grade.
Let me see.
Oh, what a fucking name, Miss Sharabora. I hated her. Oh, I hated her.
Did she give you trauma?
Yeah. Like, to the point where I just didn't even want to do any of her fucking work. I was like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I'm not doing shit for you. And I didn't. I didn't care if I failed, but I passed for some reason. I don't know how, but I did.
Good. So you didn't need to be back with that bitch again.
Fuck that.
Maybe that's why. Sometimes I wonder if kids pass because the teachers don't want to deal with it again.
I was in weird
It
classes.
is.
I was
It's
in
traumatic
ESL.
for teachers too, though. Oh my god, I
It
had
seems like suck.
I would have dreams after my first year teaching of my hell students that like they loved me, but they were hell, and it was bad. Like for several years.
I had a recurring dream of like me dying, and like it was a wild dream. It kept reoccurring. I don't know for how long it was happening, but like I was buried, and then it was like a cross, and then the cross was lit on fire, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I was watching all of this, and like everyone was around me, and I'm like, what the, why, how, you know, like it was just weird. It was just weird. And that kept happening for no fucking reason.
Something that you've buried, because that's like even like berries in a dream, like strawberries or whatever, like that usually means that there's some subconscious something buried.
It makes
But you would
sense.
actually have something buried subconsciously,
It was.
and maybe it is religious trauma. Because
It wasn't
the burning
religious.
cross.
It was like serious trauma. But anyway, we don't have to talk about that.
Ding.
Just pervert family
Subject
members.
chain.
That's all. You know.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Do you guys want a
Shit.
subject change, or do you want to talk about that? It's
I
up to
mean,
you.
I just hate like how certain cultures make it seem like, oh, don't talk about it. You're gonna shame the family name. Da 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 da. Like in this instance, my mom like caught this fucking individual in the act, and she brought it to everyone's attention, and she was like all alone with me, while everyone else was like, "Oh no, he wouldn't do that. He was just hugging her," and blah blah blah. It was just, yeah, it was like retarded. It was
Fuck
so
that.
stupid and
And shaming
nothing.
the family name? No, he shames the family name
Yeah,
by fucking doing that. Like,
but that's how it is, like in our
it's
in our
sad, yeah.
culture, and we had
It's like,
to
no,
a
you're
lot of
bringing honor to the family by fucking recognizing it and weeding out the fucking bullshit.
a lot of
But
girls
I
had to
know.
shut their mouths about it. Like I know a few that I grew up with
Is there
where
a
like
lot like this is something that like in a lot of spaces that are not Muslim spaces, they'll be like, there's so much child rape, it's disgusting there. Is that true, or is that like just
it's not like, oh, it's like it happens all the time, but it just in certain families, and depending on the family, if it's like a family who's educated and like really loving,
and I
cozy
say there
family,
blanketly like it was a racist thing to
because
say, but I know what you mean. I'm just saying
yeah, there's
Muslim,
two types
you
of
guys.
families.
For those of
Okay,
you that don't know, Layla's a Muslim woman where like I'm actually
yeah.
asking for my own.
I don't practice it. I study what I study. I believe that there's a God, and that's where I'm at. Okay, I don't believe in religion. That's where I'm at. I was born Muslim, whatever that means. And so what was we talking about just now?
I
Oh,
was
there's two
saying
types of
There's two
people.
types of
Okay,
families. Yeah.
yeah, there's a loving family who's very like, they talk things out and very like they do things with love, and then there's the rough families who are like just no love in the family and a lot of abuse and just a lot of ugly and a lot of and there's good moments, but a lot of bad over the good. So that's all you'll find. And that's the kind of family I grew up with. Not because my parents are bad, it's that they had a life and they were young and they were kids and they probably also had childhood trauma and they didn't deal with their shit. So I don't blame them for anything. It was just what they knew. So
but as a culture, are
yeah.
they fucking kids more?
No. It's less and less, before it was a thing where childhood marriage, 14 years old, when you're like 17, you're like getting old. When you're 19, 20, you're like in the old range. That's how it was back in the day. Like you're 20 years old, you're not married yet. Oh my God, no one's going to marry you. And
And when
so
you
a lot
say
of,
back in the day, how back in the day do
I
you
would
mean?
say
Like the 80s?
80s up into the mid 90s. For me, it was till I was, how old was I? I was 20 when I lost my virginity.
Yeah.
So,
Because you were treated the same exact way,
my
right?
generation, the ones that came here around the 80s, 90s, we hold on to that culture of more than they do back home. They say like back home is like totally westernized, and here we hold on to traditions that our parents brought back from over there and like try to keep that Albanian pride and Albanian whatever it is alive. But yeah, so that's not a thing too much anymore. They still do it, like that childhood marriage thing, but it's all conditioning and brainwashing. And a lot of girls are into it, like, oh my God, I'm getting married, all these dresses. And like it's a competition now. It's weird.
Okay. Well, in a
It is
weird way,
so
it's
weird.
like they've normalized arranged marriage a little bit with like Love at First Sight and whatever Netflix show. It's like they've almost they're like making everybody like get used to it. There's just
Yeah.
going to be like, this is arranged marriages are coming, for
Yeah.
everyone. Take Israel out of it.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts of Iran before all this hoopla?
Iran?
Yeah.
Iran has rich culture. Whatever is happening in the takeover of this Islamic regime comes from the hadiths, which is Ali. These people who came after 200 years, like after the prophet died, these people, these imams, okay, they're just human beings, decided that these came from the prophet, which they didn't. And these Ali people are the ones who are in Iran who are very extremist and want women to be covered and blah 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 blah. But when you go with the Quran, nowhere does it state that covering your head with a veil is mandatory, because it's not in the Quran. It says to be modest and cover your what's it called, adornments, okay, not the things that are natural, like naturally, like hair, like that makes no sense. So this is what I argue with a lot of people in the hadiths, and how they're like creating these sects and these rules and traditions that are not in the Quran. Not that I'm like a Muslim to believe the Quran fully, but I understand what the Quran means and what it says in certain aspects, especially when it comes to women covering. They like modesty, and it's the man's duty, especially the man, to lower his gaze, but they don't do that. They like to scroll and like and scroll and like, and this is how the love of your wife disappears, because you no longer think your wife is attractive, and then you push her to the side, and then you go to the next thing, and that's why they say lower your gaze, but you don't. So have a nice day.
Same as the 10 Commandments of, you know,
They're
thou
supposed
shalt
to lower
not
their
lust
gaze.
after
They
thy
don't.
neighbor's wife. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Lower your gaze. Look away. You see titties, you see ass, look away, but you don't. You like it. You want it. No
you
self-control.
watch porn.
No emotional control. And they say they're not emotional beings. Yes, they are. Yes, you men are. Stop lying. I'm gonna call you out. Just as women are emotional. You're fucking human. Acknowledge it.
Okay. I'm
It's just male culture to repress, though, so their emotions are a lot cloudier and distorted, I would say. We let ourselves feel it and deal with it.
That's cool.
But you know what I have to say on the other end? Some people are fucking LARPing their feelings, and I'm over
Yeah.
pretending like we all don't do that sometimes.
Yeah.
And
We all do
so
it.
when I see these people that are in the streets that are like falling on their knees because you know, like, oh, the end is nigh with whatever new decision is made or passed or the news talks about that day. And it's like they're putting on such a show that I'm like, I don't even believe you believe your LARP.
Yeah.
Like I'm over. I just feel like everybody's like leaning into their viral moment, and then once there's eyes on you, you got to turn it up. So what's a
And you
camera
have
eye
to
like?
be consistent and show your emotions and be
Yeah,
that
look at how
person.
noble I am. I care about these lesser than people, and it's like
You're so humble,
I've had my moments.
I'm the most humble person I
especially for
know.
Palestine.
That's
right?
always my favorite
Back in the
statement.
day.
I'm humble as fuck.
I'm so humble.
That should be a
Now I'm
t-shirt.
like,
Yeah, I'm so humble.
I like it.
Okay, I'm going to show you guys this now.
oh, guys, by the way, I could stay up as long as we want because I don't have work tomorrow. I'm just saying.
Uh-oh, party time.
Just saying.
Okay, so I'm so glad you don't have to work tomorrow, by the way. My
For real.
fuck.
Me too.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, this dude built this like rejuvenation from everything that it sounds like and all the videos that it seems like he knew how to build like a med bed, or like where people talk about Tatari and stuff, like healing buildings. Like he built this like room, and look at the integration time machine for basic research, but it seemed like everything I can find was like rejuvenation is like the big thing of it. So, one of the interesting things, and he's like in Australia, and he almost finished building this thing. Like he figured it all out. And so I was like, oh, let me look up this guy. And so, he's like born Jefferson, Ohio, blah, 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 Landers. Oh, wait, maybe this one's in the Mojave Desert, but those other houses, I started to find some. There was some in whatever, because all the interesting connections once you scroll through it, where it's like, oh, look at 1947, blah, blah, blah. He like ends up like working for like, oh, look at Lockheed, Douglas Aircraft, Hughes Aircraft, and all of these places that he ends up working for. This is my favorite part, though. So George Van Tassel died in Santa Ana while printing a publication and visiting friends. There is some controversy surrounding Tassel's death, as he was known to be very healthy at the age of 67, but the cause of death was listed as a heart attack. Van Tassel's body was cremated before his family was even advised of his death. According to Van Tassel's widow, government agents ransacked their house and confiscated all his papers and equipment while she was attending the funeral.
Does
And-
that not sound so similar to Tesla?
And look at the names of his books. I Wrote a Flying Saucer, Into the World and Out Again, The Council of Seven Lights, Religion and Science Merged, When Stars Look Down.
Huh.
I wish I could click on all these now, but we could probably look some of them
Oh
up.
my God. I want to read the first one, especially. Oh,
That recounts his claims of receiving cosmic wisdom from Sluganda, a large number of
Solganda?
other people from outer space.
so God. So
What trips me out about his dome and that, like, what he's saying it does is that, like, this Dr. Jerry Rivera Dejenio, I follow him. He's a quantum morphogenetic physicist, but he created this Rasha dome that kind of does the same thing. It has scalar energy. I don't know about the time travel of it all, but
Okay, time travel.
it talks about the same shit, though.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Like the seven,
Council
don't-
of Seven Lights.
maybe not the Council of Seven Lights, but it's very similar shit.
But doesn't that sound like Galactic Federation of Light?
Yeah.
And what do we hear all the time when people would talk about Galactic Federation of Light? They would always say med beds. Med beds.
Yeah.
Okay. You notice in movies when they say you concentrate, like in the Matrix, and they go when they slow time and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And our brains are the receptors and the projectors. But they say that instead of us just perceiving what we see, that what we see is everything going fast, and our eyes slow everything down. So our brains are the time machines in a sense, if you think about it, because our brains are the perceivers of what we see. And time is only perceived by how we view everything, right? Light, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
Motion.
So they say also, because they say, oh, we just see it, but what if that's what actually is happening? Everything is going so fast and we're just slowing it down like in the Matrix. And then if you can open some part of your brain and have control of time in your brain, you can actually freeze everything or speed everything up, like push play in a sense, or
Yeah,
fast
well,
forward.
Because it sort of sounds like a conversation the three of us have had before about like the near-death experiences and how
Mhm.
time literally slows down in that moment, and like
It does.
you can almost count your heartbeats and feel every single moment as it's happening in a near-death experience, and you're like,
Oof,
what the
oof,
hell?
oof. Like it just
And you
slows
suddenly
down.
live, and you're like, there's no way that this was even
Uh-huh.
possible.
And then impact happens and everything's like boom, back to normal.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the thing happens, and then
Or doesn't
time goes back
happen
to
or
normal.
supposed to happen.
Yeah,
It just
it doesn't happen usually. Yeah, it's just like,
If you
okay.
are you ever sitting somewhere though where it's not life threatening at all? Like you're really just sitting, everything's fine. You're in a lawn chair, just sitting somewhere. Like nothing's happening. You're staring out and you get this very like almost like where you just feel like
a shock,
I don't know,
or you're
like
falling.
almost like a feeling though of like an impending doom real quick. Like you should be having the moment of that, like, oh, but nothing's wrong. And you're just like sitting there and you, do you know what I'm kind of talking about?
Yeah.
Like the opposite is true where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sometimes it works out and you like keep calm during a panic time, but other times you panic for no fucking reason. And you're like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
was that?
I don't know.
Not like you're just sitting in a lawn chair and then like, ah, it's more like a wave of like fear rushes over you. I don't
Yeah.
know how to really explain it,
Yeah.
but like a dark energy, like wave that you're just like
There's
dampered.
that. And then when you're sitting sometimes and you're zoned out, you have that like boom, like I don't know how to explain it. Like a rush back into like reality. That's what almost feels like. It almost feels like that. But you're so zoned out that when you snap back in, it's like your soul snaps back in because you weren't here. It's like you astral projected.
Like you almost landed too hard.
You're
Yeah. like-
bilocating or something.
yeah, so weird.
You just hit,
you
you
know-
splash down too hard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about though? You ever have those where
Yeah.
you just oh shit, what
jerks.
the fuck? Yeah, like you're daydreaming. You're like, holy shit.
Speaking of splashing down too hard, and I'm going to remember the next thing too. There was something I thought about today that I was like, oh, I have to remember to ask them about this tonight. I just remember the other thing right now. But something that I think it's weird that's in our pop culture at all. Why do they show us I Dream of Jeannie and like NASA with that having a genie and the whole genie and the lamp mixed with space? Why is that even a thing at all in our pop culture? And I'm from Florida, so this is like a huge part. Like I didn't realize how big I was watching a show called Palm Royale and it takes place in Palm Beach. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, everything about this is like my grandma and my great grandmother. Like it's, so that era of Palm Beach. But everything about that time in Palm Beach was the space shuttle like going off and then like astronauts were so the rage. Like astronauts were like chic. Like it was, like if you look up,
Posh.
like it's like kitschy. Like I don't know. It's just such a weird thing that I was
Well-
like, I wonder why Genie, it seems like,
Because genie and gin.
Genie.
That's what
Yeah.
genies are. Gin. And you need a vessel.
Oh.
It needs a vessel. Whatever it is, it needs a vessel. Whether it's electric. When you think about it, everything's electric. Doesn't my Maria talk about like this electrical idea of like lightning and electricity? But if you think
So-
about it, everything's electromagnetic.
Magnetic, yeah.
Yeah, and density is what creates an electromagnetic. I can't say it. Magnetic
So
energy
speaking
is what creates matter.
of gin or whatever, speaking of gin, if we're going on like alcohol as spirits and each spirit does something different, if you wanted to summon a gin, maybe you need a bottle of gin. That would be the spirit.
But don't they? Isn't that what they usually take when they're taking a and doing like weird voodoo shit?
Hookah?
Yeah. Not hookah, but like, with spells and stuff. And like when you're doing incantations where you're trying to call on a spirit, you put like a glass of gin with a lit
Well, yeah.
cigar.
Because I know like in
all
some of the
different
voodoo
kinds of-
circles or whatever, the ones that, or like Santeria, they'll do like,
or rum.
they usually use tobacco and rum
Mhm.
and they'll like spray the rum.
Mm.
Like
But I bet
Everclear.
gin is what you would do to summon gin.
Interesting stuff. Well, I know I've talked about this many times and like how they use mercury to like send gin to people.
Uh-huh.
And when that gin, how people find mercury in their house out of nowhere. I
Hold
don't
on
know if
one
you've
sec,
seen
because you
it.
can share it again real quick. But shout out to like the 285 people. If you're watching on Rumble or YouTube or X, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. We love you. And if you want to hang out with the coolest chat in the world, you can go to the Project Chaney YouTube channel and hang out with them. And Layla, carry on.
So there's videos of like people finding like mercury on
And
the
feel
floor.
free to tell them about Mercury, because we do have people here that may not have been here for that combo.
Yeah, so mercury apparently in our culture there's like women still talk about it, like especially when they live in the countryside and it's like super dark and the moonlight is out and they're just having coffee or tea out on the balcony and they'll see like streaks of light just like passing through the field, like pew, and like, oh my god, and this is how they say it, oh my god, Jiva. And like people were like, oh my god, no way. So like they'll say like a protection, like I guess the Quranic or a Christian or whatever, they'll say something to protect themselves. But that's how they pass jinn to humans. And when that mercury seeps into the human, wherever they send it to, that jinn enters your body because it enters your blood-brain barrier and even enters your DNA. So this is how it enters your body, and that is one major way that they send jinn to people with high fucking black magic is mercury, number one. And then you have hair, nails, eggs, period blood, pictures, fingernails, you name it, locks, keys, rusted nails, anything, y'all, a piece of clothing. That's why they say before you put someone's clothes on, you spit on their clothes before like you put it on. It's some weird superstition stuff, but it's actually fucking creepy, the shit that they do in it, and people lose their minds. Like
If I ever see a Jen, I'm gonna say Jenai.
Jenai.
That'll take all their steam away. No
Yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah. There's like even
Jenai.
that's a major tool though. That's why they put it in the jibbity jabs. Number one ingredient in almost every single jab is that motherfucker. And God knows what kind of incantations, what kind of sick motherfuckers work in that industry that laugh when they fucking chop babies up into pieces. You saw those videos. Like, ha 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 ha, I love killing babies.
It's
Fucking
interesting
crazy.
because that guy that shot that lady, the politician in Minnesota, who happened to be in the same county as Elon, the whole Elon Omar, George Floyd thing. And he had like a manifesto with like Tim Wall, like he said Tim Walz told him to kill this politician, and then like people at an abortion clinic and all this other stuff. And for like an eyeball harvester or something, like had eyeball harvested. Like I don't even know the pieces of this thing, but I'm like, this is gonna get dark. I was about to like laugh at Layla, and then I'm like, no, there's something in the news about that this week. Like cutting off body
there
parts
is.
and doing
Yeah.
this. And it was making me think even how abortion, they make money on abortion. So it's like almost kind of the same as like convincing somebody they have the vid. If they make money on that thing, then you're like, oh, that's curious. The amount they sell all your stuff for, like your afterbirth and your, umbilical cord and all that
Umbilical
stuff.
cord
The amount,
blood and-
that's why
yeah.
they're giving everyone C-sections.
Yeah.
Because they want all that stuff super fresh, and then they like can get a certain, like that's tons of money for the hospital.
You can preserve it way faster. Yeah.
And I was going to ask Layla, is if jinn is kind of, it's like, it seems like a Middle Eastern word to me. I could be like very naive American girl thing to say. Would the J be silent?
Yin.
And it's with a Y, because I was going to be like, is it saying in? Like,
isn't it spelled with a D too? DJ.
No,
Jinn,
Jinn. Jinn. You could say jinn, but it depending on where you are and what culture, like, and we would say is yin. J, because that's in my culture, the J is a y. It's not a j.
Yeah.
Like Yehua, like Yeshua or Yosef, not Joseph.
Yin.
Or Jesus.
So are Albanians like Balkan region?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all, there's so much coming out.
Nuts
So
on your
much coming out.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, it's a DJ? DJ?
Well,
I
I think
always thought
there's
it was
both
DJI,
spellings
and
of
then-
that, but I just was wondering if the J was silent.
DJ is Jin.
Okay. Can
I
we do a
think it's J.
transvestigation?
Where's my phone?
Transvestigation. Have you guys ever heard that Queen Elizabeth I had died, and that they there was like a neighboring kid, and it was like a redheaded boy, and so they just replaced her with him. And so every picture, that's why she has this high collar, and she never married, and she never had any children.
Why she had
And
to be the
like,
maiden?
yeah,
Or
like
both.
and they said she like was so masculine, like she governed like a man. And I don't know.
So they were replacing celebrities back
Jin.
then,
Yeah, like the
or heads of state.
transvestigation isn't a new thing that's just to us. I thought this picture was, ooh,
So the right way to say
Look at
it
the
is
hairline.
not Jin or Yin, it's Jin. It's
yeah,
like a
Jin.
look at that
Jin.
hairline for reals.
It's a DHZ. DZH. Jin.
Jin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth, another redhead,
A man.
a lizard Beth, but yeah, she totally looks like a man. She
Isn't there a whole
totally
story about
looks
that?
like a man.
Like how someone killed somebody and some boy looked like Queen Elizabeth, so they put him in the throne and
Do
he
you think he was
passed.
castrati? So
Oh
he'd
my gosh, you
give a
guys,
lower
do you think
voice?
Transylvania?
Yeah,
I think so too now.
because vampires can't
Yeah.
reproduce sexually, right?
Vampires can't
Or
reproduce, and if they're all men pretending, then they're all essentially the same thing. If they're men pretending to be women, and look at all the old Shakespearean plays. Like all of it was just like
All
men
men.
on
all
stage.
men.
So if they're
Yeah.
all men pretending to be women, then they also can't reproduce. And if they're eating babies and drinking blood and doing this weird stuff, but Transylvania is so funny. That would be the name of if I ever made a mock RuPaul's Drag Race. It would be called Welcome to Transylvania. You better work. Welcome to Transylvania, ladies. It would be a lesbian version of that, and it'd be like, okay, girls, grab your softball gloves.
Transylvania. Transylvania. Transylvania.
All right, ladies, get your carabiners and follow me. You're on this version of Transylvania. Sorry, that's only funny to me.
That's a real place, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where they always say the vampires live.
Transylvania. That's crazy. Population what? I want to ask ChatGPT what's so special. Tell me about.
Tell ChatGPT to give us like a quick summary of Transylvania and see if he can read it like Snoop Dogg.
Hey, can you tell me about Transylvania and what it's like and anything interesting I should know? And can you tell it to me like your Snoop Dogg?
All right, so let me break it down for you Transylvania style. You feel me? This place right here, it's all about them spooky vibes and the Dracula legends. We talking medieval castles like Bran Castle, known as Dracula's crib, and some beautiful Carpathian mountains, you know what I'm saying? You got that old world charm mixed with some modern day flavor. It's a vibe, all right? So if you ever roll through, make sure to check out the castles, the cobblestone streets, and all that legendary history. Keep it cool and enjoy the mystique, you dig?
See if there's any conspiracies around it.
Is there any special conspiracies I should know about, like that most people don't know about? Like anything exclusive? Like, come on, like the worst of the worst. Like, tell me the most craziest conspiracy there is about Transylvania.
Well, Transylvania definitely has its share of mysterious tales and legends, especially with its connection to Dracula and Vlad the Impaler. One of the more intriguing conspiracies is the idea that Vlad the Impaler might have been involved in some occult practices and that his castle and surrounding areas have some kind of supernatural energy. Some folks believe there are hidden tunnels and secret chambers beneath Bran Castle that were used for who knows what kind of rituals. Whether it's true or not, it definitely adds another layer of mystique to the place.
Interesting. Huh? Can you dive in
Transylvania
more
tunnels.
into the occult stuff and the esoteric stuff and the ritual stuff?
Absolutely. So when it comes to the more occult and esoteric side of Transylvania, there's a lot of fascinating lore. For example, Vlad the Impaler, who inspired the Dracula legend, is sometimes rumored to have engaged in dark rituals, possibly influenced by his time spent in the courts of the Ottoman Empire and his exposure to various mystical traditions. Transylvania itself is steeped in folklore about strigoi, which are spirits or undead beings that influenced vampire mythology. There are tales of secret societies and hidden knowledge passed down through generations, often linked to the mysterious Carpathian Mountains. Some legends even suggest that these mountains are a hotspot for strange energies and portals to other realms. It's definitely a place where history, myth, and mystery all blend together.
So it's so crazy to me that the royals are related to Vlad the Impaler, and we also think they're vampires that eat babies, and they also have weird sausage hands.
Yeah.
Like,
They
it's
also
something-
have hemophilia running through the bloodline. So, which is literally stands for love of blood. No other
Yeah.
disease are named philia. Like pedophilia is not a fucking disease. It's a love of children.
Vampires are real. Vampira. They're real.
Straight up.
That's where they got
I was
the
trying to
word
just sneak.
vampire. Because our vampire, we say vampira, meaning teeth drinkers. They drink from their teeth.
Oh my
Vampira.
gosh, you guys. I didn't know in Vampire Diaries the Romanovs were in the Vampire Diaries. Like, I don't watch that show. I just was going to pull up because I was like,
The
Romanovs, Romania, blah, 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 blah. It says in the Vampire's Diary universe, the Romanovs are depicted as a powerful family of witches and vampires possessing mastery over both dark and light magic. Specifically, Vladislav Romanov, the first vampire of the family, is said to have made a pact with a primordial vampire lord in his quest for eternal life and power. And that's, obviously the fandom, but it's curious.
Huh.
Like that to me, because in my intuition just now, I'll tell you, just my head was like, put the vampires in with history and the Romanovs right now. And I did, and the Vampire Diaries came up. And so to me,
Wow.
that's one of those rewrite things that they do where it's like an Hermes bag. And like all Hermes bags are made out of crocodile skin. So when you're looking up Hermes God, all of a sudden you're just get different skins of different animals of purses instead of looking up the deities like that you actually want to. It's crazy. So
Didn't you post, and I reposted it, how scientists apparently learned how to reverse aging by like a crazy
the rat
amount.
thing. Did you see the
Yeah.
mice?
Yeah.
Because I posted that on my story the other day. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I reposted that because I was like, whoa, and you could see the dramatic difference from their organs to how they look, like literally reversed aging, like whoop, like 20 years. Like if it were to be us, like for them,
It said
20
it like
years.
reminded of like the epigenetic markers or something like that, or like got rid of the epigenetic markers and it like reversed their age completely.
That's what our
That's
DNA
wild.
holds. Our junk DNA has eternity in
Intron DNA.
Yeah, it's in
We
our
need to
DNA.
activate
I'm
it.
going to be real. Like 20 years, I would want to get a little bit older before I used it.
Yeah.
Like if it pops off
May as
20
well.
years and you get it, I'm going to like, it's good. I'm good. Like, let me get a little bit older because my age that like, I'm like, I don't mind popping back to my 30s. I don't mind popping back to 35. Like all those. So it's like
33.
the longer you go, the more you're like, I'll save it still. I'll save it still. So
Yeah.
if you actually saved your 20-year roll off and you made it to like 90, it, I mean, it's still the same 20 years regardless, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
But even 60
interesting.
rolling it back to 40, you're like, 40s are great. Shit.
Yeah, 40 dreams. So I don't know if I want to like roll back and be like 17.
No.
Not
God, no.
like no. I would want to make.
I
it
looked
to
like a
certain-
child till I was like in my 30s. So.
What if that's what the chip is? Like they can like just turn back on that part of your DNA and everyone's just so scared of it. And what if that's just pretty much it?
Well, that's
I
the
feel
messenger
like
DNA. What if that's just the mRNA shot that we would keep talking
yeah.
about? What
No,
if it's
like
the
I
fountain
mean,
of youth, Layla?
well,
What about if Fauci just made the fountain of youth and everyone's
well,
scared of it?
you know what's interesting? There's some talks in the Bible about some kind of stone that starts leaking out water or something, and that will be the water that brings life, that will turn, that hits the, I guess, the, what's that sea that's all salty in Israel?
Dead?
The Dead Sea, yeah. So apparently, even one drop of that water that's already, it's apparently leaking out of that stone right now. Water's coming out of that stone. And if it makes its way over to the Dead Sea, that Dead Sea will turn into fresh water, and then life will start forming there, and you can drink from that water. And that water will bring life and, like, I guess, like eternal life. So they're saying that this water is something special. Don't know if it's true, but I've seen videos of it and people are talking
Allegedly.
about allegedly.
Dead
Allegedly.
Sea
My algorithm.
fountain of youth.
Let me see if this video is in my files.
The fountain of youth is a mystical spring. This picture is so. I'm going to pull it up for you guys to see.
Oh, yeah. Can I play for you guys?
Sure.
Okay.
I just found the most incredible source of end times prophecy, and it's all because I left everything in the U.S. to move to
There's a video
Israel.
right here.
I would have never found this otherwise. You guys are going to be mind blown. I live in Israel, and I have for almost a year now. We moved from the U.S., and because of that, I have access to a lot of things I wouldn't have normally access to. So I'm in this Facebook group about that's like an Israeli Facebook group, and someone said, "Can someone tell me what's going on? The foundation stone has water coming out of it." And then they posted the like a link to this video. Like the quality's terrible because I had to record it, and I was like, "What?" So I go to this video. Okay, it's in Hebrew, but it basically says like water is flowing out of the foundation stone. I wonder what Ezekiel has to say about this. And so it says, like, at the bottom, it says Ezekiel 47. I go to Ezekiel 47, and it says, "The man brought me back to the entrance to the temple, and I saw water coming out from under the threshold of the temple toward the east. The temple faced east. The water was coming down from under the south side of the temple, south of the altar. He then brought me out through the north gate and led me around the outside of the outer gate facing east. The water was trickling from the south side." If you know me, you know I like to keep reading. So I keep reading. And in verse 8, it says, "He said to me, this water flows toward the eastern region and goes down to the Arava, where it enters the Dead Sea.
Araba.
When it empties into the Dead Sea, the salty water becomes fresh. Swarms of living creatures will live wherever the river flows. There will be large numbers of fish because this water flows there and makes the salt water fresh. So where the river flows,
Fish.
everything will live."
Jesus.
And then in verse 12, it says, "Fruit trees of all kinds will grow on both banks of the river. Their leaves will not wither, nor will their fruit fail. Every month they will bear fruit."
It's
because
3
the
minutes
water from the
long.
sanctuary flows
Do you guys want to
their
hear
fruit
it all?
will serve for food, and
I
they
feel
will
like
be
I
used for
feel it.
healing. We know this is the living water from Zechariah 14:8 and Revelation 22, where it says, "On that day, living water will flow out from Jerusalem, half of it east to the Dead Sea and half of it west to the Mediterranean Sea in summer and in winter."
All right,
I don't
turn
know
it
about you,
off.
but the first
Out.
thing that I thought.
So, yeah, that's what I was trying to explain, but my brain.
Have you guys seen that thing, like all the stuff where like Utah is Israel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zion and all that.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if there's some place in Utah that's because, you know, they have all the matchings of all the same stuff going on. If there's something that's not leaking in the same way in Utah right now.
Mm.
Well, because I sent you guys something on Instagram the other day too, or yesterday. It was this discovery in Mexico. They found like the tip of what looked like a pyramid, so they started like digging under the ground, and they found like a whole like Egyptian sarcophagus, and it's like the whole idea that Egypt is America is Egypt, or this is the Israel. It's
What
Where should I search?
for what?
Utah.
Oh, had some pictures that I was gonna pull up, and then I was like, oh, I was gonna pull up the summer solstice instead.
Uh,
I was gonna ask you guys about it. Like that means what? That the sun's like the closest to us for the longest.
Yep.
But I'll
oh yeah, right now, yeah.
The
You're
longest
right.
day of the year.
This is and almost everybody has the same amount of daylight and nightlight, apparently. Equal. Like equal amount of time everywhere. The same amount of hours.
would summer solstice would be like a really huge celebration day for all like the ancient festivals, wouldn't it? Like, don't we go through all this death and sacrifice and blah 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 blah? And now it's harvest and the sun's back, and
With full power.
all the sun deities kind of. Let's see. It says ancient Stonehenge was likely aligned to the sun's position.
Whoa, Utah's weird.
Yeah, I can pull up that picture. My eyeballs, you guys are
King's
on
Peak.
fire. I feel like I'm so high and I'm so not high. Oh wait, that's not that clear.
I need to get high. At the same time, I'm like, I kind of want to quit.
My eyeballs burn.
Salt Lake City.
Like all these lakes are the same as like the Dead Sea, and then I feel like I could go back to that website.
West Jordan.
Like cars float in Salt Lake City or in Salt Lake, and they wouldn't definitely in the Dead Sea.
The Great Salt Lake.
Here, wait. This is good. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
What if somewhere in between is like the mirror?
If they could
What if it's
see
just a
you
mirror?
now. I have Kathy Lee Gifford in my head. What? My grandma must be
Wow.
visiting me.
She's weird.
I know. My grandmother must be visiting me for real.
Very similar.
And so that, and then they both have like the Dead Sea. God, and they're like Jordan River. D. Anyways. Anywho.
And we're in the Garden of Eden.
Florida. Garden of Eden.
Apparently, there's a man from the 19 something. I forgot where. I posted a video on it. It's on my page. You guys check it out. And he has lived off of Florida oranges for 30 years. That's all he fucking ate and drank was Florida oranges that he grew. And he did not have any sicknesses. And I mean, he even healed people with this
The golden
strategy.
apple.
What was his name? You can look into it because fascinating fucking story. I'm just like, what? I'll give you his name.
I know, like, there's this one lady who was like all fruitarian, like she healed her daughter's eczema and stuff like that. But then part of me thinks of like Liver King and shit with that too.
Okay, his name is. I tagged you in it.
No, ma'am.
What's his name? Hold on. His name is
Forever Young was playing.
Kenyon
I wanna be forever young, eating Florida oranges
Clemente.
that happen to be sitting by Abbie.
Son of
on
perfection,
the
man's higher
screen.
consciousness, awaken the world
Forever
within.
young, forever young.
What else? The wisdom of the ages.
Tone deafiest Forever Young.
But yeah, apparently that's all he did was literally fucking, okay. Hold on.
We're gonna get taken down. For
Ryan
Forever
Johnson?
Young.
Oh, sorry. Live Longer by Hilton Hodema.
Hilton Hodema.
Hotema. Hotema. Live Longer. And he tried this out on himself. And Long Life in Florida is another one. Talks about the regions of Florida.
I think Dr. Longo did
Really?
a video on this guy, like a
Oh,
long
really?
video. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't
Like,
watch. I don't watch the Pidgey Mush. I don't know.
yeah, there's a lot of he has a lot of great Florida history videos.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that away from him because he does.
I'm not going to take it away from
All
Old
right.
World Florida and his amazing
He's just-
research.
He just argues like a little bitch. That's all. And it's just like, soy boy. Like that's what it's giving. That's all.
It's not even like argument. It's not discourse.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, it's winter solstice in Australia. We take the sun.
what, you guys get actual winter in Australia?
Well,
Like
they might-
actual winter?
They might have their shortest day of the year.
Like, do they get actual snow days?
Layla doesn't believe Australia is
Does it
real.
get cold?
Sorry, KB.
Australia
I'm
is
just kidding.
weird.
Layla
It's
doesn't
all the
believe
way
in
west,
Australia.
bumblefuck. I feel like we still are in the Pangea map. I don't feel like we're all separated how
I feel
they
like
say
we're
we
moon
are.
mapped.
Yeah, I feel like we're all attached together and they just fly certain paths to make it look like we're in the water when we're actually not, like flying. We're going over the ocean. I just
think
feel
the
like that
entirety,
sometimes.
I think energy's free, and I think everything else is. I just think it's crazy. I think
I know how
everything's
it's done.
crazy. Like everything's such a big lie, and we have to like work to flip a switch and turn lights on in our house is so silly.
Yeah.
Like it's just abundant, and then I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I'm just a simple Zeppelin pilot.
Let's fucking go.
I know, but there's just so much about it that I'm like, this tale. I ended up in a debate earlier this week in a space, and I don't really care, you guys, about flat Earth or globe Earth or any way. I just know
I
NASA's
saw you
lying.
in there.
Yeah.
I just know NASA's lying. And so I wasn't trying to take a side of this, but I ended up kind of like having it like not forced into it, but like, Chaney, just stay here and take this side. And I didn't really want to. And then my mother-in-law came to visit. So I ended up actually having to put my phone down and hang out with her for like an hour and hung out in this space. But it was like, I really just can't, for real, globe earthers, regardless of how I feel, I just want you to know, if you're a globe earther, you can't debate. You're the worst at debating a globe earth. Like they're the worst at it. Like take away who's right and wrong. They don't know anything of what they're talking about. And the stuff they try to include, like they'll just send you links of, they're like, look, here's a movie video. And it just says link from NASA live, and it's just like, look, picture of space, you stupid bitch.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
read the
just-
caption. Edited with Photoshop or composite image. Edited.
Yeah.
Always. Always. Always.
So I don't know. I just feel like they don't know their science. And so then they say this, which I think is so crazy. Well, prove gravity. What do you think of gravity?
Gravity's not real.
It's the onus isn't on me to prove something we think is silly. Like, well, what holds us here?
Mass.
Gravity is still a theory for you. It's not even real. Like, it can't be provable. You can't be recreated. It's like what about how we're only 1/6 of our weight on the moon? You believe we went to the moon? It's like, it's just such a faraway conversation, but every single thing for a globe earther, I just want you guys to know, like, if I'm just judging a debate, all your stuff relies on Disney cartoons. And I just feel like something in your brain needs to logically just accept it in your own head a little bit somewhere. Like,
But maybe you're being lied to.
where it's like, look at this.
And we're not even trying to
spray paint
convince you
nebula.
that the Earth is
Yeah,
flat.
I'm not.
We don't care
I'm
about
not.
that.
I just feel like learn
Just
all your
question your own
science.
belief.
learn all your
Yeah.
science about it, and you stop relying on, like, for real. It's like, look at this nebula dust cloud that looks like a giant anteater. They call it the anteater galaxy. And
Chaney, like this is how convinced. Okay, they believe everything NASA provides, right? So I will give them the website of the Blue Marble Man, the man who creates the fucking images of the blue Earth, the blue marble, and Robert Simon. And I can give anyone who's a fucking glober the government website, the NASA website of him talking about how he himself creates every fucking image that you ever seen of the Earth has been fucking altered. They're all composite images. None of them are fucking real. There's not one image of the fucking planet that is authentic, untouched. And if you could provide that, please do. But you can't. You can't. You can't.
or even like the first time they go to the moon, they golf but don't take a picture of Earth. And then, like, if you look back into all the oldest like Paramount films and things, there's like Earth. And then, like, the whole thing where people are like, well, Albert Einstein, or they'll like, what's the other one? Who's with the fucking apple? Isaac Newton. Or whatever. It's just, and then I'm just like, I just spend time
Newton's
sometimes
apple.
in down the rabbit holes of like, what secret society? Like when I read their thing, I'm sure I read it so much different than like, and I'm sure most people in our realm, if you're sitting up right now at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on summer solstice, watching the Secret Society of Good Guys and hit the thumbs up and like and subscribe and all the things, then you're a little weirdo too. And you might not be weird amongst us three, but you're a weird amongst your own friends.
Right.
You're the weirdo amongst your own friends. Like, you might be super normal around us. You might be like, Chaney, everything NASA says is real. Look at our sun. Solar power is the way. Like, you might be like in, whatever. But
Dude, combustion in a vacuum of space cannot happen in physics. Basic fucking physics. Another thing.
It's called a vacuum for a reason.
Another thing. We have something solid protecting us. I don't want to call it a firmament or a dome. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's probably like frozen oxygen. Don't know. But what I do know is physics. Gases, like the gas that you're fucking breathing that to keep you alive, the only way that it could possibly exist according to physics, because physics is accurate, is by having a solid barrier. Without having a solid barrier, there's no fucking possible way that oxygen would be able to survive in this environment with the vacuum of fucking space, the massive, in your head, massive space can withstand our fucking atmosphere. You're bugging. You're bugging. You're
what
living
about
in
the
La La
sun
Land.
in a vacuum? A gas ball.
Good, come on.
Seriously, I know that's bothering me forever.
Like, come
Since I was a little kid.
no.
I'm like, how does that burn?
Oh,
Because
combustion
it's
is
so hot,
impossible.
so much gas. What?
It's basic physics, and you still tell them this, and it's like, no, oh my god, what are you saying? They lose their minds.
They will. They'll be like, "You're so retarded," and
Yeah.
they get really like mean real fast. Like, you
You're
stupid fucking bitch. And I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa.
What the fuck? Like, take it down a
Just
notch.
because I'm like, well, don't send me another Disney cartoon though. Just like,
You don't gotta get all emotional about it.
yeah, or they'll send you a picture of like a ship disappearing over the horizon. You just write, but you can zoom into that. Like, and then they'll be like,
Men
what
aren't
the-
emotional? I think Layla was right.
Gas has weight. Yes,
Women
it does
too,
have
but,
weight.
yeah.
Because if you understand how electromagnetism works
Gravitas.
and how it is everything, okay, that's what holds all of matter. It's what creates density in things, okay? The chemicals and the chemical makeup and atoms and everything that goes along with it, and the electricity with the magnetism, because the magnetism is what keeps things in its structure. Okay, that is what is causing what we call gravity. It's electromagnetism. We're all magnetic. Everything is magnetic here in its own special, unique fucking way. The vibrations.
Gravity is so silly.
Gravity comes from the Latin word gravitas, and it means mass, density, literally. That's all I
Weight.
have to say. Yeah.
It's just,
It's a
I don't
world of
know. There's
density.
just, once you go flat, you might not stay in any kind of like, oh, it's the UN map. You might not
Yeah.
stay there.
Yeah.
But the idea that you think because you've seen some kind of, like you were saying, like the blue marble from space in a real photo at all is crazy. The idea to me, this is just like in my Legoist brain. Somewhere when we were all born, they sent out a satellite when we were born. And for decades, that satellite floats through the infinity of space, past Saturn, past Uranus. Like they know exactly this. It doesn't get hit by anything. It's just like past all these planets. And this thing with the technology from then sends back O's and ones. And they take that, the O's and ones, and they make images out of the O's and ones out of it. Like it's the whole entire thing makes me so nutty.
Now do dinosaurs.
Well,
I love our chat,
you have
man.
to fucking believe that something from space came and killed the thing that creates the oil, the finite of the oil. It's just the amount of absurdity that you have to believe in is kind of, it's so nuts.
You have to be delusional. You really have to be delusional. Same thing, like I said in the quote. Like
this is what I kind of think a little bit. It seems like the people from the Middle East, from whatever I can gather, they are maybe some of the last little pockets of somewhere. They have a verbal history. They're protecting certain undergrounds, something. They're still in protection of something still. Like think of the movie The Prince of Persia. Like that's Iran. And so like, and you know, we always talk about the Ark of the Covenant or the Spear of Destiny. There's other great, powerful weapons of lore that and relics that were searched for. And so I feel like a lot of humans in America, we like our country's young and then our history is so young. And so I think that's the number one thing when we talk about the orphan trains and the rewrite of history and the Great Reset. The big thing is they want that history gone.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They want us to think that this is as young as it is because the deep history is here. The giants are here. Like Egypt is here. Eden is here. God forbid anybody remember it. Nobody does. That's the sad thing.
But in the
They
Great
wipe
Reset,
it.
and like in the like trading and the weird royal family that's not the real royal family, like we're in this whole thing that, and people are like, yeah, we all know that, but oh yeah, we all know. It's like these things that just get collective. I think every time there's a Great Reset, the reason that they open the borders and stuff is I think they're squeezing us into smaller, like collectively, all of us into a smaller and smaller part of the plane.
Oh, they're going to, reset another area this time, maybe.
Like, I just think they keep squeezing us into smaller ones, and then they get whatever these demons, or maybe they can take their Kim Kardashian, because all celebrity females to me now, they have all turned into Megan Fox. There's some version of Megan Fox. It's wild. Every female celebrity, some of the men celebrities too. I'm like, why do they have Megan Fox face?
You guys remember that video of them talking about the 80 years of humanity, like that span, and they talk about every 20 years what each reset goes through, and we're in the time where our age group are going to be the fighters, and then everything is going to be rebuilt, and the next generation are going to be the builders. You remember that video? We talked about it, and they're like different segments of the 80 years and each reset, and they're split into 4, and each 4 are called different things, different generations, and what their purpose is. And it's an ongoing cycle that we keep going through over and over and over and over and over again.
No, but I like what you're saying. I don't
I'll,
remember
it's a
it.
long video. You've shown this video. I'll send you the link on here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. But I also think there's something like with King's Tide, like how they say something about the extra terrain. I think we either need extra water to float to it. So there's certain tide levels, like where I'm starting, like maybe we get some different waters from different of the lands, or the same way they block rivers with dams. Who knows what they're up to? Like entrances and exits. This is a total
Yeah.
sidebar with dams and 15-minute cities, Abbie, that I have to just say, this is so off topic, and feel free to bring it back wherever you want to. Those are all crypto miners. Like dams and 15-minute cities are
Right.
just crypto mining.
Well,
Whoever can have the
that's
bigger
one thing
15-minute cities has the biggest crypto miner.
because I just saw something recently about, the billionaires building underground cities
Sorry,
and stuff like
audience, that
that.
was a sharp turn.
And I feel
Okay.
like it was mainstream media, but the underground cities are literally where I think they're put like, and the quick transport. So like these like monorail things that they have been telling us about, and the 15-minute cities, I think they're all underground.
The 4
I
turnings.
think they're already
Search
there.
I
that.
think so too.
The 4 turnings. Search that. You've definitely talked about this 110%. It's fascinating, and it's a loop that we always, every 80 years, go through.
Okay.
That's because
Will
that's
you
kind of my
will you,
newest
will you
theory
do me
is
a little
that
thing right now? This is so nerdy. I have it pulled up too, and I'll pull it up. Will you ask your chat GPT to tell us a quick, like, 2 paragraphs on the 4 turnings, or like however many make it clever, and can he tell it to us like he is Lindsay Lohan in Mean Girls?
Okay, so
Not Lindsay
talk to
Lohan,
me
he's
about the
cooler.
4 turnings and where we are at right now and what is to come with the next turning. And can you do it in a Lindsay Lohan voice from Mean Girls, please?
Okay, so like the 4 turnings are part of this, theory called the 4th turning, and it's all about these cycles in history, right? So each cycle or turning lasts about 20 years, and there are 4 of them. The high, the awakening, the unraveling, and the crisis. And like right now, we're supposedly in the 4th turning, which is the crisis. It's kind of a big deal because it means like society is going through this major transformation and everything's kind of chaotic. But it's also like this time of rebirth and renewal. After this crisis period, there's supposed to be a new high where everything is more stable and positive. So it's kind of like we're in that intense, dramatic part of the movie, but there's a happy ending coming up,
Yeah. Okay, cool.
That wasn't an awful way to hear it. Maybe sometimes when I want to hear heavy stuff, like I'll have him like explain it to me in like lighthearted. Like, can you explain it like the best friend from She's All That?
So that's what it is. Literally, the whatever we go through in the Bible is an 80-year like story. That's like every like the lifespan of humanity. So it happens every fucking reset, and they use religion as a tool to complete the crisis era, and then whatever the next phase is, rebuilding or whatever it is.
See,
That
and that feels
happy
right to me
stage.
though,
Mhm.
because I feel like, okay, in the simulation theory of it all, probably only 3 generations were real. Like, well, I guess we'd say 4 now because our children, but counting us, I would say our parents and our grandparents. And then I feel like before that, like it was all just inserted memory.
No, I know my great grandmother. So I know that far back. But she, oddly enough, you know how you can only dig so far deep, whether you're in the
Yeah.
ocean or the earth. My great grandmother just happened to be the same age as my grandfather on my father's side. So it was like, though she just had a young kid, like she was
Okay.
just my
Yeah.
great grandmother. So like looking at it though, both of them, it seems like
She's in
about
that generation still.
I would say under 90 years.
Yeah.
Like it's a little over 80, but under 90, maybe under, like where it just feels sick.
She could still be the reset generation though, like the one where the
She was young.
repopulation generation. Yeah.
She was super young and like married off to a very old, like to her, like it was like a 35-year-old and she's like 15. And, and also back then, everyone will tell you that they were a lot of kids in a huge family, a lot of kids, and they couldn't feed any of their kids. For whatever reason, they could not feed them kids. And so getting rid of a kid was huge for the family. Like it's not just something in movies. And so like marrying off, like if your daughter knew how to cook, because she lost her mom really young. And so your daughter knows how to cook and clean. There's some old guy that already lost his wife and he just needs somebody to do all that stuff too. And then some.
That's what I don't understand about marriage today, because marriage was really designed because a woman needed a caretaker. A family needed to get rid of their female children, and they needed to make sure that their daughter was cared for. So they had to enter them into a contract with fucking somebody she would never choose for herself, probably. And why are we still doing this?
You're just newly divorced. But maybe the whole things are okay. We definitely don't need the government involved in our relationship in any way, shape, or form. That nobody needs the government involved in their relationship.
No,
it's crazy. And anything, it's like, oh, it's the tax break. Taxes are theft. Like,
well, you know what's interesting? Lavender marriages are on the rise.
That is the whole show, Palm Beach. And that's what I think of about my grandmother looking back. Like, I think it was a really big scene in Palm Beach during the 60s and 50s that a whole bunch of gay men that were ex-military, they were good looking and they were handy. And then all these old women were there and their husbands had died and left them. And they were like heiresses. They were like the Post family or like the heir to glue. Or like the heir to an aviation. And so these gay men would just be their pool boys or their whatever. And by the end up marrying them and have their whole houses. That's why a whole lot of like Fort Lauderdale and the old properties, it was like old gay men hangouts for a while, like clubs. Because once the 70s and 80s come, think of how different like everything gets very disco and cocaine-y.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm just like, wow, holy shit. This is actually becoming a thing. And like gay men love it because they really want to take care of like someone feminine and just like they're that type of gay guy that really want to take care of somebody. They're like,
I
alpha.
love her. Like the way that they're like, I love her. Like they're almost like sick about each other. They just don't have sex, but they like cuddle and they're touchy and they're, like all of the other stuff that you never see like a straight guy like being all like curled up on like, let's get blankets.
It's like having a Leo Skeppy.
Okay,
like
so
him.
That's what I wanted to bring up with the
like I would lavender marriage with him any day.
Dude, it's so weird that he's Albanian, he's Pisces and all that too. I'm like, he's like your male counterpart. But then the weird thing is the other day he posted pictures with his sister. I thought it was Megan Fox. I literally thought it was her. And then like come find out it's his sister.
Yeah.
I was like, what the actual fuck? She is beautiful. He's beautiful. Fuck. Yeah. Albanian people are beautiful.
Yeah, it's
we're the Aryan race. Let me stop. That's what Hitler said.
So I was like, why is he taking pictures with Megan Fox? And then I was like, oh, that's his sister. Damn.
Oh, yo. Did you guys hear about the freaking 786 fucking babies found? I forgot in what nunnery in Scotland or Ireland or
I saw that. I didn't like read into it, but I did see it, and I was like, yeah, not
800
surprised.
what kind of
and
fuckery was
Irish.
happening there? What kind of rapes were happening in there?
Either the nuns getting pregnant and hiding it,
Yeah,
or they were performing abortions, maybe.
that's wild.
Dude, honestly, and I feel like I'm having a Mandela effect or like a time loop. I feel like once a decade, there's a new place in Ireland where nuns are blamed, and there is always like a tanker of babies in it. Like, this is
Yeah.
not the only time this has happened in Ireland in my lifetime. I'm sure of it.
I know. That's what I thought when I saw
crazy.
it. That's why I didn't click on it. I was like, this feels like old news.
That's wild. And also, who was involved? Some kind of fucking I don't know what he was. He's somewhere in politics. Okay, I forgot what state. He's a senator or something. He was apparently put on trial for having 1,000 videos of his children being raped by fucking animals and grown adults. Okay, and they're babies. One of them was like 3 years old or something like that, and he went on trial. And do you know how many days he went to jail for? 1 day.
Oof.
1 day. What the fuck was his name? I'll give it to you. I was blown away.
Orphans, an unmarried pregnant woman who were forced to give up their children throughout much of the 20th century. So it's like probably babies that did just die there over the years. No one was giving any of them any kind of assistance. Probably because the elite would have been like, what? Look at all those wasted babies.
Alan
Yeah.
Wilson. There you go. Alan Wilson. That's his name. He is, I don't even know what the fuck he is. Tell you
Where did
right
this
now.
happen again?
Alan Wilson. Attorney General of South Carolina. There you go. Okay.
AGSC. Boom. News. Ding, 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 ding. Alan Wilson set to enter governor's race. Wait, this has got to be old.
Okay. 57 pleaded guilty to sexual exploitation of a minor, third degree, and assault of battery. He had 6 charges. They dropped 5, and he was charged for 1. And he was put to jail for 1 day. Child pornography, child rape with animals, bestiality,
Ugh.
pretty much. Like, fucking wild. And he's still in office. God bless
Dude, you sitting back there like
America.
that for a moment, it looked like you had like curly, like
Blonde hair.
black girl hair. Like,
Oh, shit. Yeah.
do you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, but it did.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if that was offensive to anyone
This
that I
is-
said black girl hair,
this
but
is
I'm like, why beat around the
symbology.
bush trying to explain it? I know
Okay.
she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
What's the symbology
I almost
of
clapped like,
cheetah print?
yay, I'm Nicole Kidman. Even look at my last name is almost like it's Kidman. It's so creepy. It's like Brigham Young.
Yeah, shit.
That clapping hands, who does that? Why was she
I don't
clapping
know.
like that?
That was
You're
weird.
brittle. It's like that movie. When
I
they
see
drink
you
that
sitting
potion.
next to her at like the Oscars and be like, clap right, you brittle bitch.
What's that movie? Where the girl had a hole in her gut and they drink that potion.
Death becomes her.
Death
Yeah.
becomes her. See, look
That-
at how good you guys would have done on one of those game shows. Hole in her gut, drinks potion. Death becomes her.
Death becomes her. Got it.
What is that? Charades? No.
Yeah, where you're just not allowed to say the word. I don't know.
Or like the pyramid game, like the.
That's what I was thinking. But then I
Yeah.
was just like, don't age yourself
game
that
show.
much, steampunk girl. But I didn't know the name of it. Otherwise, I would have. But I know exactly. It
It's like a
was
pyramid.
like a dollar amount pyramid.
Yep.
But yeah, you guys would have done good on that game.
Yeah.
Where you said,
It's but my brain, man. Super brain fog.
I got you. We're good.
I like
Yeah.
having brain fog, you guys. It I don't know.
Major
I don't know what
today.
it
Oh
is.
my God. I couldn't even think of like how to say Pinot Grigio. It took me like a minute to even say wine. I'm like, oh, that's looking for the word wine. I'm
Was it
like,
the
this is
whole
not
day
good.
or the
Yeah,
end?
all day.
All
All
day.
day. Brain fog.
Are you gonna start your period?
No, I finished it like a week ago.
Huh. Maybe you're
I'm just not
ovulating.
well at all.
That too. If you're not feeling good, it really will
Mm-mm.
take it out of you.
Eventually, I'll get there. Figure out what the fuck is going on. But in the meantime, just ride
Until
it out.
then.
Ride it out.
Anything else happening in the world, laddies? Ladies?
Yeah, actually.
Tell me about it then, girl. Tell me.
What was it? Besides Iran, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think Donald Trump? Because did he say, or this is a rumor, like he's not going to make up his mind for like 2 weeks and make a decision on what he
What, on Independence Day is when he's going to decide? Exactly 2 weeks from today.
7/11?
7/4.
Oh, instead of 9/11, 7/11?
No, instead of 4/7/74.
47.
It's our Independence Day, and I think like World War III blue beam. In the World War III narrative, it seems to me it's like the fake plague.
I know what we need to talk about. The huge data leak or whatever. The
biggest
16
data leak
million
of all
people.
time.
Yeah.
Do
you even think it's real?
Information? I don't know. I really don't know.
I just feel like it's not even real. I feel like it's a thing to make everybody fucking panic.
It's like they tried to do a black swan or some shit, and then they want us to all walk into digital ID, and they're like, everyone wants to steal your data.
Or we're getting ready for 10 days of darkness.
Well, a couple countries did have a blackout. I forgot who it was. There was 4 of them in Europe that were blacked out.
Yeah, I think Spain was one of them.
Sweden, Sweden was one. I forgot what the others were.
16 billion passwords.
So that means mine.
Turn on your 2-factor authentication.
16 billion passwords. You guys, that's 2 passwords for everyone on the planet.
So what? That means they have our fingerprint too?
They got like both your accounts' password. They know your burner's password too. But here's the funny thing that my Maria said yesterday that I'm like so fucking true. She's like, there isn't one malevolent hacker that ever is like, I'm gonna delete all the mortgages in America. I'm gonna delete everyone's student loan.
Come
like
on, where you
seriously, they're
at?
supposed to be the anti of anti, but they're only help government out in some way that like walks us to closer to the Patriot Act 2.0.
Or here's a fucked up thing to say. If you know that you're gonna want to like end your life soon and you're a hacker, why don't you, before you off yourself, do that so you don't have to worry about getting caught if you're worried about getting caught, because that's usually why people want to get caught. So if you're not worried about your life being
you like hack George Soros and you put all the money in you just are like, I'm gonna split this up into all these accounts and it's just gonna fly into people's bank accounts like those people who are like walk up behind people at Kmart and they're like, I'm gonna pay for your Christmas, and they're like, what? Or they pay for your layaway or whatever those videos are. That's how there's no good hackers that do that.
Yeah, like pick a
Solstice
random
magic.
mortgage.
Watch.
Remember,
like once a
I
day.
just hate
Christmas in July.
these things that come in phases that it's just like, oh, remember the world? Everybody hacking. Guccifer hacked Clinton. Like hack. Everything's a hack. Now it's like, okay, that phase passed. Then it's like everybody's getting a word, like, oh, we're gonna dox everyone, dox, and we're gonna all talk about it. Hey, you guys, I don't want to say the other word of the cops being involved in it too. That became all popular and whatever, because I feel like it's one of the words like jibby jab that gets you taken down places, but. I think it just happens in these phases. Like during these phases, I feel like that's when the people get put into the zeitgeist. Like it's like why everyone's panicked. New people get put into the thing where you're like, where did this person come from? And it's an account, 30,000 followers, and they're just on the scene all of a sudden, accepted. And you're like, I feel like I missed a few weeks. Where did this person come from?
Yeah.
That's how I feel
Why?
at each event over and over again.
It's like, I don't know. Even people, it's just something's off. Because this video that I posted, the last one that I posted, you see all these kids when they say, "Hey Google, hey,
Freaking out. Yeah.
and they're like, they just like drop to the floor and they're like hiding, or like this frequency. They're like hiding from a frequency or something. Majority of them are just like, almost like they're in praying stance. Like they just like fall to the floor and like they just hide. And like a lot of them are freaked out by it, not because it's just a noise, but it's like they're scared of something that's being emitted from that. You know, like kids are sensitive to like all types of shit, especially energy. So they're reacting to something and it's mind blowing. I don't know what they are reacting to. Maybe it's the sound, but it's just off.
The only sound, like just being a mom, the sound could just be the word hey, because
Mhm.
hey was like trouble word usually, like you got caught doing something. But but they're not saying it like, hey Google, like. So that's what I found really weird about it.
I don't know. I don't know. Like they're even talking. There's a whole algorithm with people talking about, are your animals acting weird? Like, are your dogs like coming up your ass and just like not leaving you alone? Are the birds acting weird? I'm like, I don't know. Like my dogs seem fine. But then there's a whole algorithm of people talking about like something's off with the animals. I'm not kidding you. Just search it. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
Half
half the shit's AI. I'm really watching people breaking news, World War III on the horizon. I'm like, this is cling AI.
Like, stop saying that. Stop believing that it's going to happen and it won't happen. Believe that it's going to happen and it'll happen. It's not going to happen. I'm on that timeline. It's not going to happen. Donald Trump is going to be like, nah, bitch, peace, baby. We believe in peace. This is what's going to happen under my watch.
Well, I think there's a lot of parts
I
of
hope.
war, and I think trade is another part of war.
Mhm.
Like I think
Always.
that is a big.
But they talk about nuclear, but we never think
Ugh.
about nuclear, like cell nuclear wise. Like,
Yeah.
you know, people had a 5 to 7 year lifespan for anyone who took the jibbity jab. Like, what better way to cover up the war? My brother came up with this fucking idea. What better timing for a war? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, all the people who got jabbed and a lot of people have cancer and a lot of people are dying. What better way to start a war just to cover up their fucking tracks and people die off and they're going to blame from
So many
hunger
people
and
die.
from
Hey,
this.
you guys, I'm not even trying to
Oh.
kid. Wasn't Israel the most vaccinated country?
Mm-hmm.
Like they all had to get a
Apparently, they said.
lot of, so they said.
Yeah.
That's just interesting to your brother's theory, specifically. With everything
So
going on,
then-
how they're like they hit a hospital and they hit this and in all these things. I feel like in all the videos that I've always see, I just feel like there is no one on the streets. Not that everyone would be partying on the streets, but if your house just got hit by something, you'd come out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It seems so weird. It's like a ghost town got hit and then they tie up Israeli flags to like some blown up buildings when the cameras are there, or vice versa, the Iranian flags it just feels very strange. It's like a storm, really, like you better get out of this city. We're about to bomb it.
I mean, it's tied to the Deagle report. It's a worldwide fucking Deagle report. You guys remember that report? Deagle.com, military website before 2020. Everyone was talking about it. I know when I posted it fucking went viral. And it talked about every country and the forecast for 2025 population for every country, and it showed their artillery, what kind of weaponry, jets, tanks, this, that for each country, and then it had a breakdown of how much of average people made per country and what the population would drop down to in the year 2025. And what perfect timing. It's all being fucking lined up.
But a lot of the people in the Deagle report, like
Well, he
that
died. He
report,
took over
yeah,
it.
and the report was done like a few years before. I think under the assumption that we were all going to be like locked in our house waiting for Fauci ouchies. And so I don't think a lot of people, like, they didn't get the seawater rise they were hoping for.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I feel like sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
here are the
Oh,
waters.
It's wild. It's wild. Wild
I don't know. It
times.
is wild fucking times. And no one really knows. And the people that pretend they like, that are just like, yes, because
This is it.
the talking head on the TV, that's the real answer. I'm like, everything they say. I don't care whatever two-party thing you believe in or what news you feel like represents that. Everybody on that thing is doing the thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're all...
Whatever the thing
Whatever
is.
the thing is, they're all up to it. And I just feel like it's like, I don't know, it's all Rockefeller education, and space feels like it's right with dinosaurs, that it's super important for them to teach us about it when we're like in kindergarten and implant it in our nostalgia.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, because
we get
why
land
the
before
fuck does dinosaurs even matter about anything? What relevance does it have to like
Dragons?
And like, it seems like I know, but it seems like it has so much importance in
we don't
elementary,
learn that
doesn't
much
it?
about lions and zebras. Like, you're
That's
so
what I'm
right.
saying.
In
Stuff
all
that's
of
alive
school,
right
the
now.
amount we learn about dinosaurs is a wild. But it's a
But then-
Rockefeller
It is.
education system, and it's a Sinclair.
You have that old map that shows Mount Miro and the four, like, parts of the world.
Rivers.
And then it shows, like, a fucking, what's that long-headed fucking dinosaur with the long neck and a big body? What's it called? No, I forgot what it's.
Oh,
Whatever ops.
the one that's not real anymore. No, not Triceratops. It was
Whatever
the,
ops, cunt.
It's an
It
op.
used to start with a P, I think. But it's
Whatever
not
it
even,
is.
Like, oh,
they
it's not
had
even a real
images of
dinosaur anymore.
dinosaurs in the back in the day. Pterodactyls, the Triceratops also.
Stegosaurus.
Yeah. So it's like, were they real? I don't know. Was that map real? I don't fucking know. That's what I always say. I don't know. Interesting theory, but like, I don't believe it. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that theory. Dragons, yes. That I do believe.
And there are things
Dinosaurs?
like giant squids, or even look at during lockdowns, how there was that whole phase of time where all the killer whales were attacking the boats.
Oh yeah. What the
And
fuck was that about?
So then you're like, oh, maybe these times in history, these certain things, like where a giant squid attacks a ship, like, do
So
they draw it
speaking
on the
of-
map? Put a giant squid on the map, so we know.
Dragons.
Yeah.
They in China or whatever, they found this skull. They're thinking it's one of the missing links, and they're calling him Dragon Man
Oh,
because it's got like bumps all over the eyebrows and stuff.
interesting.
Yeah. But they're not calling it a dragon hybrid or anything like that. They're just, but it's weird that they call it Dragon Man.
It's Dragon Man DNA revelation puts a face to the mysterious group of ancient humans. So let's see if it's on this page. Oh, okay.
They're trying to sell us on evolution again. Is
Like,
what they're doing.
They're like, oh my gosh. Here's Dragon Man.
Where's the fucking tail? I don't believe it. He ain't no fucking dragon.
Look at his feet.
Dragon Man? Where?
Long in the tooth.
Because there was only one tooth in
That
the
looked
skull.
like a caveman.
A Dragon Man skull.
Yeah.
The man who was constructing a bridge over blah, blah, blah.
Oh my god. Okay. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Black Ops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They predicted this whole Iran whatever bombing situation to happen, and their date, they say it in their clip, was June 19th, that Iran and Israel would be in war, or Iran would be in war. And this is not the only time they predicted things to be happening. Like everything that I feel like in Black Ops and in Zombies and all these like maps that they show are different parts of the world that are going to be involved in this like so-called war that they're trying to manifest. So I think people who are going to start playing this game are going to be the ones to amplify the outcome of the manifestation for this so-called war to happen, because it is wild. This is not the first time Call of Duty, Black Ops have predicted like weird timelines and situations.
Like Newsweek magazine or something. Like
Yeah.
The Simpsons.
But
Like
I
The
want to play the
Simpsons,
game.
yeah.
I can't wait. I love playing COD.
I don't judge, because if Fallout was coming out, a new Fallout, I would be excited like that.
Yeah.
And look at
I
how
love it.
predictive programming in the same way Fallout. Like it's all like bunker shit, like living in a bunker and coming out however long later.
I've played every single COD Black Ops that was ever made from beginning to end. And I love it.
Yeah, since I've known you, you've always been a gamer, especially for that game specifically.
Just that game. I don't care about any other game. Before, yeah, I used to play all kinds of games. Now games like kind of
I
suck.
don't care. I love it.
I was a Resident Evil fan and World of Warcraft because I'm nerdy like that.
Sometimes you need to distract your mind, and you know, what better way? And I like to play Sims when I feel like it.
Sims is kinda
It
fun.
freaks me out though sometimes, because I really like, you really start asking questions when you're playing Sims, and you really start to question reality, and it's just like, whoa. Sometimes it's like too much.
It's too much of a mirror, huh?
Yeah.
I follow this account that she plays Sims and she posts videos of it. And like in one of them, she married the wrong guy, and he she found out that he had back child support, and he so all her money was going to he wouldn't work, so all her money was going to pay his back child support. So she locked him in her basement or whatever. It was crazy. I was like, Sims has gotten evolved. This sounds kind of interesting.
It's
But like
so
the
much
back
fun.
child support of it all, it's like
support.
yes.
What are you guys
yes. I was
telling me? Where are you playing Sims at?
I just follow this girl, and she sits there and she plays Sims, and she just streams
You
her
create different
Sims
worlds.
stuff.
You can create like
But
a
it's
world
like,
of Bridgerton.
oh my god! I think
Like
she has like a mod on it, but it's like she literally had to lock him. She locked him in her basement.
The world of Bridgerton. That's
yeah,
my
you
new
can.
favorite.
You could create a world of Bridgerton. You could create a world of like knighthood, like stuff like that. You could create like a Clueless, whatever kind of fucking world you want to create, you can create it. Literally, oh my god, simulation theory. Oh my god, it's like Truman Show. It's like you become a character, you make that character alive, and that everything made in that game was made for that character. You think about that for one quick second, y'all. Everything was made for you. If you're a real human out there.
If you're one of the real ones, that
Yeah.
changes it. You're one of the real ones.
Yeah,
No, I mean it. The rest of these
what I'm
motherfuckers
saying.
are NPCs.
I see you.
I just got a hat at the last bodybuilding show I went to that had NPC on it. I was like, I have to, because it stands for National Physique Committee, but like the irony of it being NPC on your fucking head, I was like, yep, gotta have it.
NPC. I don't care. I love it. All right. Do you guys have anything else happening? Or do you want to?
I'm doing a podcast with Perceiver again tomorrow. I don't know when it'll air, but it's coming up soon.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Who is that, by the way? I don't know who that is.
Sweet.
I met him on X in one of Sommer's rooms. He's a Carlos Castaneda practitioner, so
nice.
we get along famously.
Beautiful.
Oh, nice. He's a dreamer.
Yeah.
They may say he's a dreamer, but he's not the only one.
Nope.
I should write that into a song. Should have
I'm
AI
having
make a
trouble
song.
remembering my dreams lately.
We'll call it Imagine. Imagine that.
Oh, that is such a great idea. I bet it would really sell. I wonder we should have sing it. Anyway. So wait, you said
John
you're doing a
Lennon?
podcast?
Yes.
When and where? I was so into the I can't even say
Tomorrow, the Perceiver podcast, and I don't know when it'll air, so it won't be live.
Awesome. I was on the phone booth podcast again. I think that is out on Rumble, the full episode, and it was fun to hang out with Ted and Vinny. If you guys want to check that out, and I have been some of the Thursdays airing tinfoil and tokens, but I'm always on Monday and Thursday on tinfoil and tokens, doing that
Nice.
too, doing that as well. So
Nice.
if you guys want to come on over and say hi.
Come on over. Come on over, baby.
I know. I almost feel like, you know what? This was so stupid. I don't even care, but because I'll take it out after. No, I don't have to get in trouble right now. No point. Like I had it little like, oh sure, let's do it. And I'm like, no. All right, you guys.
Love
Thank you
you.
so much for hanging out with us the whole time, and make sure you turn your audio down a little because Juliette Lewis will wake up your mama. Okay. Love you. Happy summer solstice. Bye.
Can't you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
You're still here? It's over.